Hey guys, welcome to the biggest night in television. It is here. You're watching People and Entertainment Weekly's Red Carpet Live. Here we go. Actually, though, here's the thing, guys. It's the Red Carpet Live, but tonight it is the Purple Carpet at the 71st Annual Emmy Awards.
That's right.
They're changing it up here. My name is Jeremy Parsons, host of People Now.
And I'm Lola Ogunnaike, host of Couchsurfing.
Great to see you guys. We're live here in Los Angeles outside the Microsoft Theater.
That's right.
Things are already excited.
Yes.
Look, there are stars coming down the carpet, the biggest nominees of the night, some of our favorite TV shows from the year.
I know.
Who are you most pumped to talk about?
Anybody from Killing Eve. That's my favorite show on television.
Killing Eve is huge.
Anybody from Fleabag. I'm so excited. Succession. So many great shows.
And also a lot of anticipation for the Game of Thrones cast.
Yes.
Obviously that huge series coming to that big finale. These guys will be walking down the carpet. I would imagine it's kind of a next level of closure for them, so we'll be talking to them. We're not doing it alone though. Down the carpet, we've got JD Heyman and Andrea Boehlke. Hey guys, how are you feeling?
Hey
guys.
Feeling great. This is actually my first Emmy, so I'm super stoked. JD, how many Emmys have you been to?
About 80 billion Emmys. If we're counting in Emmy years, it's actually more. But in regular human years, it's 80 billion.
Yeah, we have a nice breeze here, feeling good. Who are you most excited to see, JD?
Well, I think I'm most excited to see Catherine O'Hara.
Same. Schitt's Creek is my favorite show.
She
and
is a
Moira's
national
my
treasure
favorite
in 2
character.
countries. So
All
excited
right.
for that.
Well, we're heading back to you, Jeremy and Lola. Take it away. You have a guest there.
Well, look who we have here.
Chris Sullivan's here. My date for the evening finally showed up.
You look wonderful.
And you look quite dapper.
Disappointed.
Okay, talk to us about this suit. How did you know that this was the one?
Well, we had this one custom made by Stile Latino,
Ooh,
and the little
fancy.
green stripe kind of played right in with Rachel's Zach Posen dress, and I mean this lapel is.
It's through the roof, and those glasses, the touch of green, it all ties together.
Okay, we put the glasses on, and we all went, now I see.
Now you're working.
First nomination, my goodness, how does it feel?
It feels fantastic. It's quite the validation for all of the people who have sacrificed so many things in my life for me to be here today. My parents being the first two who are here tonight.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's a family affair.
Yeah.
What did you guys do today? Did you do something together to kind of prep?
We've been getting ready since we woke up. essentially
process,
hydrating, eating just the right amount so that you're satiated to go into this long ceremony, but
Right.
you still fit in your formal clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take us back to the moment when you found out that you were nominated. Where were you? What were you doing? And who did you contact first to share the good
I was
news?
coming out of a CVS.
Okay.
And
Glamorous.
Chrissy Metz texted me to let me know that I had been nominated because I was
Really?
unaware that the nominations were coming out. I then needed photo evidence, so she sent me a photo from the New York Times, and then I started calling my mom and Rachel and posting on social media.
Did you shed a few tears? You can tell us.
I didn't cry, but I danced a little.
You did?
I danced a
What
little.
did that look
I
like?
was at home working on a hot rod with my dad, and so I spent the rest of the day taking interviews from underneath the car.
Okay, listen, I don't know if you guys know this. People are learning more and more about you. Okay, you got the hot rod thing, you
Right.
work on cars, you're an actor, you're a man of fashion, you're also a musician.
That's
You
right.
got a band.
That's right. I perform under the name Joseph the Spouse. We've been playing around town here. We'll have an album coming out within the next few months, and yeah.
You, Mandy Moore, everyone, it's a very musical cast.
Yeah, we all enjoy a good melody.
You work with Mandy's husband.
That's right. Mandy's husband and I have been writing songs together. He produced the record, and we've been playing out live. So,
Okay,
yeah.
before we let you go, we needed This Is Us band. Will that happen? Can
I don't
you make
see
it
why not.
happen?
Like a big Partridge Family type
Yes.
situation.
Musical episode, perhaps?
Yeah, if anyone's watching, sounds like a hit television musical event to me.
All right.
Hey, we're out of time. Have so much fun tonight. Congratulations again.
Thank you
We
so
head down to Andrea and JD.
Andrea, JD.
Hello. We're here with William Jackson Harper from The Good Place, which is nominated. This is your first Emmy, so how are you feeling?
Oh, crazy. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So I'm just sort of letting people tell me where to go and grin and hope I don't fall on my face, you know?
Well, you look good. Any highlights so far? I know you just got here.
Well, I mean, honestly, I've been just like sort of looking at everyone's fashion is really intense. It's really great. And so, yeah, I got to see Charlie Barnett's suit up close, which I thought was pretty great. And so, yeah, that's pretty dope.
Well, there are 2 groups of people on Earth who are incredibly intellectual and studious. One, of course, is philosophers, and the other is actors. And I know you, as an actor, have learned a lot about philosophy in your job. Do you feel now that you are qualified to dispense ethical, moral philosophy advice to everyday people?
Absolutely, with the disclaimer that anything I say might ruin your life. So There's like I've tried so hard to read some of the books that we've discussed on the show, and I usually get a solid quarter of the way in before I'm like, you've defeated me. I cannot win, book. Your ideas are too dense. But I do have a passing understanding of certain things right now. I can at least like in under 140 characters probably say something that sounds cohesive.
William, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck tonight. See you later. And back to you, Jeremy and Lola. Take it away.
All right, here we go.
And the category is fabulous.
Best
Yes,
dressed.
yes, MJ, yes.
MJ Rodriguez, Pose, such a huge show, has taken the entertainment world and then culture by storm.
Right.
What's it mean to you to be a part of something that's getting so much attention and this kind of nomination attention?
Right. I mean, well, I'm glad I can be the spokesperson for Pose. I mean, it's wonderful to be alongside Billy Porter, who's nominated tonight, and just be ringleadering, around this whole group of individuals for the LGBT community and people outside the LGBT community, and just speaking for people who feel like they're outcast all the time, not completely structured in the LGBT community, but outside of it as misfits. We're wonderful misfits, and it feels great to be a part of that misfits crowd, to be the leader of it.
There you go.
What do people say to you? I know that you're an inspiration. I've seen you walk down the street of New York and people just yell out your name. What is that like to be such a beacon of light for so many people who had not seen themselves on the big screen, who had felt marginalized?
Right. I mean, it feels good. It feels good to get it from everybody all around the world. I get messages from Africa. I get messages from India. I get messages from London. I get messages from just Europe in general. I get messages from America. And when you make that impact across the world, around the world, people telling you inspire me every single day, it just makes me want to fight harder. This was a responsibility that I knew I was getting and I was ready for.
Well, it's incredible what you're able to do. They're running us out of time. Real quick, Billy Porter had a birthday. Was there a birthday bash?
There was a birthday bash.
And?
Can't tell you where it was at, but it was everything. He did a good old runway walk. And
Okay,
everything.
nice. All right, we're going down the carpet. I think Bethany Frankel's with Andrea and JD.
Oh, hi, Bethany.
Yes, we're here with Bethany Frankel. How are you feeling?
Feeling wonderful. How are you?
Great. This is your first Emmys, and you actually shopped your closet for this dress.
Yes, I'm not a borrower. I'm a receiver or a buyer. But it would be like sleeping with like Ryan Gosling and having to give him back. I don't like to test drive things.
That would be wrong. And
Yeah.
I want you to talk about the club that you're carrying around.
Well, this is my Game of Thrones purse. My friend Fernando Garcia from Oscar de la Renta gave it to me. It was a present, and I thought, if someone gives you a purse, you have to represent. And yeah, this is from my closet. That seems to be shocking, but yeah. That's it. I'm here. I'm not acting like I belong. I'm acting like it's my first time, and I'm super excited.
We made the announcement you're leaving Housewives. We're going to miss you. What are you going to miss the most about being in that franchise?
I miss the humor, but I have two other shows I'm producing with Mark Burnett and MGM. One is a satire about a group of women. It's a soft scripted show about a bunch of crazy women that are hilarious. And another one is a continuation of my story. So it's like a docu competition about the business side of everything I'm doing. But so I will have the outlet for the humor, but I miss the satire. I always miss the humor.
We will miss you, Bethany. Thanks for stopping by. We're back to Jeremy and Lola with Alfie Allen. Take it away.
Well, there's a movie I just done called Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, hey guys, look at this.
Alfie
We're just having a conversation.
We're just chatting
Should we
away.
talk on camera, maybe? Okay.
Yes,
Our
our
guys, you just made me
first.
feel so comfortable. Thank
We
you.
are so happy to have you. We are huge fans of Game of Thrones.
Thank you.
After 8 stellar seasons, it's over, and your character met a very colorful demise. Were you happy with its ending?
I was so happy with the ending. I was just happy with the whole show as a whole, how it ended. I just thought it was fantastic. I have no complaints really, but maybe that's because I was so happy with my ending.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? And I just watched the documentary, the behind-the-scenes documentary of everything coming to an end. It's so emotional. What's the tone going to be like for the cast here tonight?
Just very, very positive.
Yes.
Really, really nice that we get to kind of all link up and see each other again. Especially there's some people, because Creative Emmys were last week. We had some like hair people back and crew back, it's great. It's really, really lovely. So it's just all positive.
And let's just say, of all the shows, if any sort of production team deserves a lot of credit for the work they did behind the scenes, it is the Game of Thrones team. Incredible.
But let's talk about you again. Did you submit yourself for nomination? Is that true?
Back to me, yes. No,
Enough about them. It's all about you, honey.
Come on. I did. I submitted myself for nomination. I had a 10-minute window. My girlfriend at the time was pregnant with our child, so I had a lot of things going on through my mind, but so glad I did, because dreams do come true, man.
That was an incredibly brave move. What made you decide to pull the trigger and say, yes, I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to wait. I'm taking my destiny into my own hands.
I think I I can't really explain it. It was just suggested to me by my reps, and, you know, at the beginning of Thrones, I definitely had some kind of fantasy that one day I might get an award for something, but that disappeared a long, long time ago. So glad that it's come back.
And quickly, before we let you go, you were just talking to me when we were rudely interrupted in our conversation about some of the things you have coming up. Talk about that and some other projects.
Oh, yeah, there's a movie called Jojo Rabbit, which is with Taika Waititi,
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson, Sam Rockwell.
That's already been
Thomasin
incredibly well
McKenzie.
received at all the festivals.
It won a very nice award at the Toronto Film Festival.
That's
How to
right.
Build a Girl, which is a movie based on a book by Caitlin Moran, which is great. It's all kind of, you know, female filmmakers, female producers, and I'm the romantic lead. So yeah, that's very nice. And then a few other things in the pipeline, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen yet. So we'll see.
Can we just? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
No.
ScarJo. I was just going to say, what's the takeaway from working with her? Did you get to spend much time together? What was the thing?
We did some. We had like, I think, one scene or two scenes together, but we were out in Czech Republic. All of us as a kind of crew together for quite a while, but it was great. I just enjoyed the experience of working with so many talented people.
I should clarify, ScarJo, Scarlett Johansson. We're close. I call her that.
Oh, okay, ScarJo.
You guys go way back. You know, you probably don't remember the first day on set of Game of Thrones, but if you could take us back to that day for you, what was that like? It was so long ago.
Terrifying.
Really?
Terrifying. We were all completely nervous. I think my first day was. I've got a feeling it was up in Scotland. We were on location, and it was the Great Hall stuff. I think it was the Great Hall stuff because of the pilot. Only really a few shots made it into the actual finished episode of the first episode, which ended up being aired. So, yeah, I think it was that Great Hall stuff. That was my first day on set.
Final thing, we do have to go, but who's going to be the biggest party animal at the after party from the Game of Thrones cast?
Oh,
That's a
I
good
would
one.
say...
In a positive way.
I would say George Martin, man, without a doubt. George Martin.
Thank you so much. It's great to talk to
Thank you.
Have
And good
fun
luck
here
this
tonight.
evening. Take care.
All right, so that's number one
Yeah,
Game of
number
Thrones
one,
cast member
but
so
there are gonna
far.
be so many more.
Gonna be a
and
lot
I'm so
more coming
excited
down.
about that. We're going to get them all. I promise.
I
promise.
hope so.
Hashtag GOT.
Leon Greyjoy.
Yeah, JD and
Good
Andrea,
idea.
what are you most excited about in terms of?
We're counting like 75 Game of Thrones members, you know, cast members. That's what we're looking for. We're going to see how close to 100 we can get. You know, there are a lot of kingdoms in Westeros, so there are a lot of actors that'll
We're
be
seeing
here.
all the other actors from the shows coming in right now. It's pretty surreal to be here and see everyone walk by.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people from Fleabag. Brett Gelman is one of my faves, so hopefully we get to talk to him. Haven't seen Phoebe Waller-Bridge yet, but I will
No.
freak out when I see her.
There's going to be a lot of freaking out when she shows up. She is a phenomenon. This has been a huge year for her. We're seeing a lot of the cast members from Pose. They're all incredibly stunning on the red carpet, you know, really taking it to the next level. Have you had some dress or anything you've admired from afar yet?
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of really amazing outfits, some silver metallic. I'm seeing some cupcake dresses, kind of like mine, that flare out a lot of fabric. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Well, I think Jeremy and Lola have somebody great, so we're going to go back to you guys.
Well, hello. Here we go. Making some. Are we here? Are we? Come on, there we are.
Yeah, we are.
So good to see you. Let's talk about the look, the dress. There's a lot that goes into the look for an Emmy Awards. How many choices were there? How do we land on this?
There were about 10 choices, different designers. I settled with Michael Costello, though. I knew I wanted to wear this color. I went to Michael and I said, look, I need this. This is my vision. And Michael honestly just made me feel like royalty tonight. I feel so beautiful, and thank you.
We spoke the other evening at our EW party about the importance of this show and how it's been such a beacon of light for so many people who felt marginalized over the years. Your mother was with you on the carpet, and she's eternally proud of you. What is this moment like for you to be here?
You know what? It's a moment where I know that I'm going to look back on years from now, and it's going to mean so much more. I think I'm living in the moment, and I'm always cautious of just what's going on in the world and being aware and being present and wanting to make a difference. But I know years from now, I'm going to look back and say, wow, we were a part of history.
Did you have any idea that Pose would be a cultural phenomenon? Did you know from day one? Did you see it on the page? Did you feel it?
I didn't know that it was going to happen this quickly. I knew that the show was based in love, though, and I said this on another interview, love is the most powerful force that there is. So I know when you lead with love, something's going to come of it. I did not expect it to happen this quickly, though. But I love that it's connecting everyone.
And love led you all the way to the Emmys.
So good to talk to you. Congratulations on everything. Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll go back down the carpet to JD and Andrea.
Well, you know, in television, there are a lot of warm-hearted, likable, incredibly amiable characters. People you want to spend a lot of time with. People you want to be in relationship with. And then there's Brett Gelman from Fleabag, playing maybe the most likable American in the UK.
I think so. I think I represent our country well. You know, I often said I'm the ambassador of the United States here. You know, that's the first thing I would say every day when I walked on set. And they really dug it, and they wrote to that, I thought. Yeah.
They did.
By they, I mean
For people-
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, for people that have not watched Fleabag, you should be watching. But your character is not that likable at times.
I guess so. No, I mean, he's pretty flawed. He's pretty messed up, you know? I mean, alcoholics who hate themselves, they don't usually behave too well, you know?
You've been having a lot of fun. It's your first Emmys. Last night you had a late night.
Yes.
You were on the dance floor. How'd that go down?
It was great. People were like, go, go, go. Everybody was circling around me. Jerry Bruckheimer, Mr. Katzenberg. They're just clapping while I did like some big time like Jewish moves where it's like, you know, where you dip and you have that's a lie. But I was on the dance floor.
What is your go-to on a dance floor?
My go-to move?
Yeah.
Just trying to look like I have rhythm at all, I think. Yeah, I think that's my go-to. Yeah.
Well, Brett, very happy that you're here. Congratulations. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
We're going back down the carpet to Jeremy and Lola.
More cast members from This Is Us, having such a fun time. Just talking about the weekend. It's been parties for you guys, but you're pumped to be here. And you're pumped to see some other stars. We were just talking before. Who are you most excited? Share with us who you're most excited.
I would love to see Sophie Turner. I haven't seen her, so I'd love to meet her. Yeah.
You know she's taken, right?
I know. I didn't mean that. Of course, I'm respectful. Of course.
Yes, she's newly married.
How about for you two?
I would love to see Bill Hader. They film Barry on our lot, but I still have yet to run into him, and I'm a huge fan.
You should just sneak over and act like you're a cast member.
If it's not tonight, it's going to be at work.
So have you ever snuck over and watched Barry being filmed? Do you encounter anyone else, Henry Winkler, someone like that?
No, we should, but we don't.
Put that in our head. We're doing that now. Yeah, that's happening.
How about for you? Who are you looking for?
Kit Harington. I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, so I'd love to meet Kit.
Love for them tonight.
Exactly, for real.
And after a stellar 8 seasons, Game of Thrones is over.
Game of Thrones is over,
So
yes.
what are you obsessed with now on television? What are you watching? We are at the Emmys.
I'm watching Power on Stars.
Yes.
Sadly, it's not nominated, but it's such an amazing show. And I think that's on this last season, too, so I'm about to be heartbroken again.
But they're going to be spin-offs, so don't you
Spin-offs,
worry.
yes.
But will
spin-offs.
Ghost live? That's the question.
I
Dun,
can't
dun,
wait
dun.
to see. Yes.
You know what? You guys were having some fun at the EW party on Friday night. We saw some of you there. It seems like this cast, we were talking to some of the other cast members earlier. You guys all know how to dance. You know how to sing. It's multi-talented. Who's killing it on the dance floor among the three of you?
The three of us?
Yeah, I'm bowing out on that one, to be honest. Yeah, that's not for me. That might be Niles.
I feel like you guys don't dance at parties.
No.
Oh, really?
They don't really dance at parties, but
Our
I think they could.
Yeah.
So I'm not hating. I'm just
How about
saying
you?
they don't. I mean, I'm not going to be out there on my own, but if there's like a group of people that wants to have some fun, I'll throw a couple moves in.
Well, speaking of dancing, let's talk about music. Is there anything you listen to get yourself ready, get yourself hyped for the red carpet?
How about Mandy's new single?
Oh, I like that.
Mandy Moore, new single. Yeah, it's really good. I've been playing
Good
it.
job.
Where were you guys when you first heard it? Was it like a full cast listening session? Here's the new track.
I was in bed at like 1 a.m. and I was like, oh yeah, she dropped the song. And then yeah.
I'm so casually like dropping hints about music, and then we were in hair and makeup one day, and I'm like, "When's your song gonna be released?" And she's like, tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!" So
That's fantastic.
Well, we're out of time, guys, and I know you got a lot more people to talk to. Have a good night. Thank you so much. And we go back down to JD and Andrea.
We're here with the amazing Robin Weigert from Deadwood the movie. Formidable, dark tales of the Old West. Love that stuff. Tell us a little bit about this beautiful gown you're wearing.
It's by a Greek designer named Vasilis Zoulas, and he does beautiful, very old Hollywood gorgeous dresses. Many of them are quite classic and lovely, and I think he's extraordinary. So.
Deadwood nominated for a TV movie. Very exciting. What's going to be your reaction if you guys take this home?
I will be so happy for David Milch, because we're really all here in honor of him. He's one of the most extraordinary people I've ever met, and certainly one of the most extraordinary writers, and I just think he's very, very deserving of this. So I hope we bring it home for him. Yeah.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Congratulations.
Robin, appreciate it.
Back to you, Jeremy and Lola.
Oh, Betty, you are glowing.
Hi, should I hold this? You'll hold it. I'll put my hands here.
This dress, you look like a celestial
Thank you
goddess.
so much. Thanks.
How did you know that this was the one?
Well, Jason Wu designed it, and
how you wooing?
It's my dream. We went to the same high school, which is very crazy. Go Pelicans! And I feel like when every star falls off is when it's time for me to tuck myself into bed and go home. It's like an ice sculpture.
What's the feeling among the cast of Glow on a night like tonight in anticipation of it? What's kind of that process and that vibe like?
The process and vibe is an unending group text of all caps and emojis since it's been going for about 2 months now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, the group text has been going for 3 years. Yeah. And probably will go for the rest of time. But yeah, they're all really excited.
Well, lots of emojis, I'd imagine, when you found out that you were nominated. Take us back to that moment. Where were you? What were you doing? Who did you send the smiley face emoji to first?
I mean, I was on set and it was a long day of work and it was a stressful day on this movie and I was just like, keep it to yourself, don't distract. And then one person at the end of the day was like, were you nominated for an Emmy? I was like, yeah, I didn't want to take away from the day. And then I told my husband, he was like, oh, congrats. For what? I was like, for Glow. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. And I'd rather have it like that than him be like, I checked the nominations. Yeah.
So they kept you humble.
Yes.
Hey, talk about, Glow, a show like this, it gets all kinds of attention, and then it opens up more doors. What are some of the things coming up for you that you're excited about, some new opportunities and projects you have?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple movies and stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to keep a foot in the river of being grateful and celebrating and a foot in the other river of this is all going to go away in a second, so twirl this tulle dress and enjoy the moment because soon, it's all going to go away.
Yeah, when we spoke a few years ago, you talked about how empowering playing this character has been for you and how she's bled into your personal life.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been a sort of weird feminist biodome training ground for a braver version of myself. I think I wasted a lot of time in my career sort of apologizing and hiding and thinking that believing in myself was some kind of vanity, and being around 15 women every day who are just braver and stronger versions of, it's contagious. And so I'm like, okay, no one's going to die if you roll the dice and believe in yourself.
Well, you are believing in yourself. You're inspirational, and you're inspiring others right now at this moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have fun tonight. We're going back down to JD and Andrea.
Take care. Good to see you. Bye.
All right, we are here with the talented and stunning Greta Lee from Russian Doll, nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series. How are you feeling?
I'm so excited to be here. I kind of can't believe it, to be honest.
Yeah. A little surreal for you?
It totally is. Like, if I wasn't actually physically here, I might not believe it.
So most of us think you never leave your apartment.
Right.
You only stay in the kitchen of your apartment, except for maybe once you went downstairs for a minute.
Right. We go to the bodega for a minute.
For 1 second.
Yeah.
Now, you probably spent a lot of time in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a particular artifact or thing that you loved about that kitchen?
I don't know if you guys recall a very vibrant piece of raw chicken that was prominently featured and referred to again and again. So the chicken and I, we got to know each other. Yeah.
So,
well, thank you so much for stopping by, and I think we're going back to Jeremy and Lola. Take it away.
Here we go. Sterling K. Brown, Ryan Michelle Bathe.
Our favorite red carpet couple. You two look fantastic.
Thank you.
You guys look great too.
I've been waiting for this moment. I can literally hardly hold it back because you were on our show on People Now just a few days ago, telling us the story of her biggest pet peeve about you, walking around your house when company is over, wearing nothing but your underwear, my friend.
It's my house.
Tell us more.
It's my house. I don't know when all these people, there's so many people cavalcading through my house. You understand? I don't know.
SAT word right
I don't know when they're there or when they're not. I reserve the right to wear my drawers in my house.
All right.
So
that ain't changing anytime soon.
No.
Exactly. That's what he came to say.
You know what's interesting? If we had daughters, it probably would have changed a long time ago. But the fact that we have two boys, and the thing that you don't know is my wife is a nudist too.
Okay.
Not when there's other company.
Hey, you guys,
but she walks around.
Talk slowly. We
buck,
got cigarettes.
booty naked.
Turn down the lights.
All the time.
Yes.
You didn't mention that when you were on the show.
Because it's not in front of company.
Well, we don't have to ask you how you keep it hot, because we know the answer to that.
We try.
But on top of all of the romance, must be nice when the careers are going well. You guys both are killing it, doing so well. 5th Emmy nomination, I believe. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is. So does it, I mean, look, I know it's kind of the cheesy thing to say, but do you ever get used to it? Is it always a pinch me moment?
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, I was just saying this to Rye. Like, I still feel like this dude from St. Louis that's been watching these award shows for this long period of time. And I get geeked out when I meet people whose work I love. Like, I saw the cast from Fleabag, and Ryan will attest. Like, I just go and I try to steal talent off people. I rub them and take some for myself. I met Julia Louis-Dreyfus last night, and I was like, let me calm down. Like
Amy Brennerman. Remember we met Amy Brennerman?
I was a huge NYPD Blue dude. Huge, like to the point where my friends were like, calm down, it's not that deep. But I met her and I hugged her and she was like, okay. And I was like, my wife knows, and Ryan was like, you go hug Amy Brennerman, it's fine. So to be accounted amongst, right? Yeah. To be a peer is still sort of like, I get it, and I'm sort of inside and outside of it at the same time.
But to have your peers celebrate you both in such a wonderful way, to have them come up to you both and say, wow, you both are extraordinary, that must feel particularly good to be recognized by your peers.
It's amazing.
Especially when you put it like that. I'm like, wow, yeah, it does. And people that we've admired for so long, that, you know, you act, right? You got your career, and you learn to be grateful for everything, but you never think. You know, you shoot for the moon, and you're like, I'll land among the stars, right? Yeah. But then you get to the moon, and you're like, dang, I actually landed on the moon. And so when you say it like that, it reminds me, like, these are people we love and adore, and have that come back to us even a little bit just feels amazing.
Well, we love and adore you guys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and they're wrapping us up. You got a lot of people to talk to. Congratulations. Back down to JD and Andrea. Thank you.
Well, from Top Chef to the top of the purple carpet, we have Padma Lakshmi here. Nice to see you.
Hello. Hi.
So nice to see you. What is your favorite thing about the Emmys?
Just to see everybody that I don't get to see very often. I mean, I work in television. I have been for 20 years, but I live in New York, as do Tom and Gail. And so for us, coming here is a real treat because we get to see all of these other amazing, glittering people that we never get to see or rub shoulders with. So for me, it's fun, like, you know, to do that.
Is there someone that you would fangirl out if you met today?
Oh, I've totally fangirled already. I've been foaming at the mouth. I met the lead actress from Fleabag.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, yes.
Oh my God, I met her last night. I was trying to be calm so that she didn't think I was a stalker, but I love that show. I love how subtle it is, how layered. It's just very funny, and it's very edgy in a very subversive way, not like, oh, we're trying to be like really, you know, I don't know, like raw or whatever. But it is the things we think of doing in our heads or whatever, you know. And all those actors are great, not just her. And so it's wonderful to see her get recognized.
Well, before we let you go, we have to ask you if there's one meal, one food item that you would want always to binge on, what would it be?
Pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza.
Favorite topping?
Jalapenos and pepperoni if it's really thin, you know, but that's a special treat. Or in New York, Spunto Pizza has a balsamic reduction, which is very fancy, I contend. But I'm ready to eat any greasy slice. I'm not picky, as long as it's thin crust.
Sounds
good. Well, Spunto
good.
Pizza is going to have a line out the door for the balsamic reduction. Thank you so much. We're going to toss it back to Jeremy and Lola.
Brittany Snow is presenting tonight for Best Director in a Drama Series.
Yes,
Did I get it?
You did.
Yeah. All right. So you're excited about that. You were telling us just before. You're a big fan of everyone in that category.
It's hard to choose who's going to win because I love every show that is nominated, and of course the directing of the shows. And so it's Killing Eve, Game of Thrones, Ozark, A Handmaid's Tale, like all the greatest shows that are out right now. So it's going to be a hard category of who's going to win.
When you have a moment of downtime, and I know it's rare, what do you binge watch? What's the last thing that you queued up and said, I need to kick back and just dive right into this?
Other than Bachelor in Paradise, because because that is my guilty
That is
pleasure.
high art, my dear.
It is content, and I love it. But if I'm going to feel like an intelligent human, I'm going to say, like, I actually just binge watched Sharp Objects, all of Bloodline, Ozark, of course, and Game of Thrones.
Can we go back to Bachelor in Paradise a second? Do you transition over to Bachelor and Bachelorette?
Of course I do.
And so what do we think about the new Bachelor?
I
Peter the pilot.
The pilot. Yeah, I love him.
I was also rooting for Mike.
Are we really doing this right
Yes,
now?
okay, sorry,
All the
guys. We're talking about
amazing
quality
shows that we
TV.
could talk about on television.
We're talking about The Bachelor.
Killing
Hello.
Eve, Succession, Fleabag, and you want to talk about Hannah.
Well, let's talk about you. You're bi-coastal
She's on
now.
Dancing with the Stars, by the way.
Yes, that's right. But, okay, so bi-coastal, shooting in New York, living in New York. How is this as an experience for you as an actor and just kind of adjusting to life from LA to New York?
It's great. I mean, it's a huge opportunity to get to shoot in New York, because as an actor, you walk down the New York streets and you always think, gosh, I can't wait to shoot here and live here, and now I'm doing that. So it's a huge honor and also really exciting, but I love getting to be back in LA because it's my home and I love just breathing the LA air.
Well, we've loved having you. Go work it on that carpet, my darling. You look fantastic.
Yes, have a good night
Thank
today.
you. Have a great evening.
And I think we have more happening right here.
We have a little more happening.
Jamila Jamil here, I believe.
Jamila!
Hello. How are
My
you?
darling.
Good to see you.
Hi, nice
My
to see you.
girl.
I don't want to get anything on you. Mwah, mwah, fashion kiss. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
You look
I am
fantastic.
hot. I'm sweating in places that I didn't know exist. So this is not well thought out
Heard it
this
here
time
first,
of year.
everybody.
Yeah,
Heard it
yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah.
All right, but talk about a night like tonight. There's obviously a lot of energy. I feel like it makes all the pain worth it, right? Like the sweating.
Sure. It's so amazing to be nominated. I can't believe I'm even at the Emmys with a nomination, and it's for our show that we love so much, and it's so surprising to get nominated at the end.
Yeah. And the wonderful
end of
thing
the
is
series.
you've already finished taping, so you guys can actually play this evening.
I know. It's really cool to be able to just go out and get buck wild with my cast, and to know that Ted Danson's here with his 7,000th nomination.
That's right.
So.
Well, Ted Danson, let's talk about him for a second, because he is this veteran. He's had such an incredible career, and it seems like the rest of the cast, you guys all really have this family-type vibe. That's what I perceive. Is that right? Everyone's here supporting him and really rooting for him.
We're on a very dirty group chat.
Oh, is that true?
Filth. It's absolute filth.
Who's the worst?
Ted. Of course, Ted. Yeah.
All right.
Really quickly, can we talk
crazy
about
mind.
this dress
Huh?
before we let you go? Can we talk about this dress? How did you know that
Yes.
this was the one? It's stunning.
I
Go
put
big or
it
go
on
home.
and I was like, this is the Tahani Princess Jasmine hybrid that I've always been looking for. It's Monique Louie.
There you go. Uh-oh. Working it here, and you can work it all the way down this carpet there, wrapping us up. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Down to JD and Andrea.
I adore you.
We are here with the wonderful Patricia Clarkson from Sharp Objects. This is such an honor. My best friend came to visit me in New York. We had all these plans to go out, but we started binging Sharp Objects instead, and we never left my apartment. Is that a usual fan reaction?
I've had a few like that. I'm very thankful for the bingers, and yes, I hope you enjoyed it. It's horrifying and scary, but haunting. Yes, all at once.
Now, your character, Adora, is not Mother of the Year. I think it would be
No.
fair to say.
No.
Not a role model.
No.
Is it hard to play? I mean, it's fun to play bad, but sometimes playing a bad mother, playing a terrible, well, one of the worst, let's be honest.
Yes, a bad mother is, but it does challenge you. And at this point in my career, I've done so much. Why not? Let's skate off the edge. Let's just jump. Let's see what happens. I might fail. I might not. I don't. I'm willing to take these risks now. So.
You have this wonderful, illustrious career. When you look back, when was the moment that you realized, I kind of made it, I'm here?
Right now. I'm talking to you, and I'm in a very low-cut dress, and I'm very happy to be here.
You look fierce. This is a great look.
It's Kristen Siriano. Come on.
Yeah. Who are you most excited to meet here at the Emmys?
Oh, God, I have so many people, but I'm just excited to see Amy Adams because I really adore her, and I love to be around her because I really still have a kindred spirit with her. So I'm looking forward to seeing her and her husband. So.
When you love each other off camera.
Yes.
You're horrible to each other on camera.
Yes.
How do you get yourself in a place where you're, just having a tea with Amy, and then you're basically pushing her down, a glass of wine. But now let's push each other down the stairs.
Yes, we compartmentalize. I mean, as actors, we have to, because we have very different relationships on set and very different off. And thank God we had different off.
Patricia, thank you so much. I love you, and I'm so happy that you stopped by us. We are going back down the carpet to
And
Jeremy
she's not at all
and Lola.
like that woman. And Anna Klumsky, so good to see you.
Hi, thank you. Likewise.
Congratulations on, look, all things Veep.
Yes.
It's just fantastic. The things come to an end. I'm emotional. It seems like it has to be emotional for you guys.
It was crazy. It was a maelstrom of emotions for
oh my goodness.
Yes, it was though. It was.
Who cried the most?
I feel like it was probably me, honestly.
Yeah.
I think because I would do this and annoying to me, maybe not to anybody else, but every time they would gather to like wrap somebody out on our last episode, I would just go like I would just like gasp, you know, and like some kind of like I don't know, like some horrible thing was happening. We all knew it would happen, but you just feel. I know what? It was gorgeous because like we all really allowed the feelings. It was really nice. It was very 2019 of us. We got to talk about our feelings.
Talking about feelings, take us back to the moment when you found out that you were nominated. I bet you felt all the feels that day.
Yeah, you know, that was a funny day because I was in front of BAM, which is in Brooklyn Academy of Music. Right. I was hanging out there, about to have lunch with a friend of mine at a taco place, and that was it. That's where I got. I mean, honestly, that's where I got the news. And I don't know. It was funny because it was like, I don't know. It was a funny process. I don't think I have processed it yet, to be quite honest.
So quickly before you go.
I don't think I have.
Before you go, one of my favorite stories about you is that you were at the bathroom when Julie Louis-Dreyfus received an Emmy
that was
for
the first year. Yeah.
So have you learned a lesson? The best time to exit.
Freaking leave.
Don't leave.
Unless you have to pump, which I did 2 years. But yeah.
Those are the only reasons.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Have fun in there tonight. We're going down the carpet to JD and Andrea.
Thanks, guys. We're here with one of the best actors this side of the Milky Way galaxy, Giancarlo Esposito, nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a Dramatic Series for Better Call Saul.
Yes, I am.
You seem very nice in real life.
Oh, you know, I'm okay, usually. Just don't, move me the wrong direction one step or another. I play a guy who's very volatile on this show in many ways, but inside he's volatile, so everything speaks through my eyes, and people can't read me, so they wonder, what is he really thinking? Will he hurt me? I'm actually very kind and very gentle most of the time.
Oh, what sets you off?
What sets me off? Well, could be any little thing. I'm an actor, so sometimes I say we are schizophrenic because all little pieces of our characters stick with us. So it could be that you bump me. I don't like to be bumped, and maybe you don't say excuse me, and I go, oh, that's so rude when you know you did it. So sometimes and when people drop things on the ground in our universe, sometimes I know people have done this to me. I think you drop this and give it back to you. Those kind of things, if you're not conscious, you look for consciousness, and if that bugs you, there's also still something wrong with you that you need to work through.
Now, you were nominated for the same...
I will not be bumping you. I'm just going to say that.
You were nominated for the same character in Breaking Bad. You are playing him at a different stage in his life, but eventually these timelines are going to meet up. And I bet people ask you all the time on the street, bumping into you in New York, disrupting your universe, right?
They do.
Yeah, and they're saying like, well, when's that going to happen? When are these timelines going to meet? What are you going to do? What do you say to them?
I say to them, keep watching. And stop trying to figure it out. I know everyone tries to figure out television, and we try to figure out down the road what might happen, predict and make bets on it and all that. But when can we just relax and just see it all unfold and enjoy it a little more? Yes, I feel honored. I realize that I played this character over a span of 20 years, 2 different shows, same character. But it's a different guy in Better Call Saul. He's younger, more vulnerable, less seasoned. And I'm trying to find those notes to touch upon as I play him so that you can see when these come together. And you made a very good point. One day they will be bookends together. And if I can have done my work properly, you'll see the growth from beginning to end of where he started and where he ends. I love playing this guy because he's so intense and so, in a way, he's so family-oriented. Takes care of his folks at Los Pollos Hermanos, takes care of his folks who are in the laundry downstairs cooking meth. He's a businessman, and I wanted to show that sometimes business, the greed for money and to grow a business, could be detrimental to our souls.
We love watching you. Yeah, so congrats on the nomination. We're going back to Jeremy and Lola down the carpet.
And Patricia Arquette with the act Escape at Dannemora. I mean, there are so many things to talk to you about. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You really are the definition of it gets greater later. Your career just continues to skyrocket and skyrocket. Congratulations. What does it feel like for you to be here this evening? How important is it for you and how special?
It feels exciting in a lot of ways. I mean, Escape at Dannemora was one of the most incredible experiences of my career. And to see Benicio and Paul and our writers get celebrated, and the act was a really intense project, and I love Joey King so much, and she's nominated tonight. And I get to watch her kind of grow this little flower opening up, and she's going to be a huge star, that girl.
We saw a video of her when she received the nomination, just bawling, so excited. I think she was going to have breakfast with her family here today. It just seems like she's overwhelmed with it. But I also hear quite the prankster, that she's done some wild pranks on her sister and different things like that. What is your takeaway from working with her as far as how she is as a person?
She's incredibly kind.
Yeah.
She knows everybody's name. She's generous with the crew. She's lovely to work with, incredible professional, does her homework, is on time, early. I mean, she's mind-boggling, really. Yeah. She's like really emotionally present too, and honest.
We spoke with her the other evening. She told us that you were one of the first people that she called when she found out that she got nominated. Can you take us back to that moment? You kind of had to talk her off the ledge, she told us.
Well, I was asleep, and I woke up and she was crying, and she was like, Patricia. I was like, honey, like, what happened? And then she's like, and I was like, oh, did you get nominated? And I remembered what was, the timetable. And then she said, and I was like, oh, that's great, don't be sad. And she was like, we both did. I was like, oh, my gosh, wow. And then I hung up, and then my boyfriend came in, and I was like, Joey just said I got nominated. He said, I came in to tell you.
She beat him to it.
She beat him to it, yeah.
Well, what kind of advice have you given her about just, wading through this type of process? You've been through it before. You understand this world of the awards and all of that. What would you say to her?
I mean, I just think for all of us, it's kind of out of your hands. You do the work. It's lovely to be celebrated amongst your peers who did incredible work, but really it's out of your hands. So just try to have fun. A friend of mine said to me, just think of it as going down to the pub and having a drink.
You do not look like you're going down to the pub, my darling. You look fabulous. I want to go to that pub wherever you are.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a great night tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back down to JD and Andrea. You want me to help you?
Well, one of the quaky moral compasses of Better Call Saul, Rhea Seehorn, is here. Show is nominated for Best Dramatic Series.
Thank you.
We were just talking to Giancarlo about how this show is like a train coming into the timeline of the other show.
Yeah. It's
crazy. How much do you really know about how things are going to go in advance in terms of...
Very little. I mean, clearly there's an architecture they have to build towards, given Breaking Bad, but no, we don't know anything past the script we're doing. I don't even know the next script. And you do that all the way up to number 10, and if you're lucky, then we go on the same thrilling ride that I think the fans do when watching it, which is awesome. They're great reads. The writing is miraculous and genius and epic. And this year Peter Gould really went for some dynamics that were even crazier, some high highs and some low lows. And it got scarier, it got more tragic, it got funnier, it got sadder. It's an epic season.
We were talking before, when you're filming, you share a house with Bob Odenkirk, and he gets into some shenanigans, right?
Yeah, and Patrick Fabian. Yeah. Yes. Well, one of the shenanigans is that there was a pregnant dog that was abandoned near one of the sets, and we asked everybody trying to find out whose dog it was, and it was in fact abandoned. And so he brought it home, and we ended up figuring out how to give birth to 8 puppies and raise them. And now they're almost all adopted out in New Mexico.
That's amazing, though. You got to adopt these dogs out.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
And you got to cook dramatic meth every episode.
Exactly.
Right?
Obviously.
Thank you so much for coming.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Back to you
guys.
We are fanning out over Luke Kirby, who already won an Emmy last weekend at the Creative Arts Emmys. So you're just here to have fun at this point, I guess.
Yes, indeed. I'm just here to relax. This is what I do.
And here to brag and say, I've already won one.
Yes, to gloat.
To gloat.
To gloat and relax. I like to gloat as I relax.
Has it already found a spot at your place, the Emmy?
Well, we haven't gone home yet. We live in New York, so no, but I have an idea.
What's the response from the cast of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel after you won?
They don't talk to me anymore.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because your head is so big.
I guess so. I don't know. No, they're so supportive. It's such a great team of people. And
you play the legendary Lenny Bruce.
Yes, I do.
What is it like for you to inhabit that character, one of the biggest and most important names in comedy history?
Yeah, it's really fun. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun to do. I mean, it was daunting at first, but as I've kind of gotten into it and dug deeper into the mud with him, it's really been great for me. I love it.
We're huge fans, and you play him with such swag, so keep it up.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good time. JD and Andrea, back to you.
Well, we're here with the star of Bluff City Law, LA Law, anything with law in it, and his wonderful wife, Wanda. Thanks for coming up, Jimmy Smith.
Thank you, JD. Thank you, Andrea.
How are you guys doing so far? How's your Emmys experience?
So far, we're good. We're good. It's not stressful for us today.
What about for you? You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a custom gown by Laura Bashi, so if you can ever find her, find her.
All right.
There we go. We got it plugged in.
Now, you've had the opportunity to do amazing dramatic work in television, you know, from working with Aaron Sorkin, from being on one of the most classic dramatic series of the 1980s and 1990s, and now this. What keeps you engaged as an actor? How do you choose your projects? Why this one now?
I actually have the good fortune tonight of presenting the writing in the long form, and now I'm only saying that because it's got to be on the page. And you know, we're talking about a resurgence in different platforms, but it's all about the material that's on the page and how that jumps out and resonates with the audiences.
All right, well, nice to see you guys. Congrats on everything. Back to you. I think we have James Vanderbeek down with Lola and Jeremy.
James Vanderbeek, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
You are phenomenal on Pose.
Thank
Deplorable,
you.
but phenomenal. We love to hate your character.
Thank you. Pose is a lot of very complicated people, good people doing not great things, really questionable people trying to be better, and then there's me who's just the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
We were just saying you've done countless Emmys at this point in your career. You've had such an incredible career, and it never gets old for you. You said it's still a lot of fun. What's the kind of takeaway for you of an experience like that?
I mean, you know, I've been doing this long enough to have some peaks and some valleys and some highs in those. So anytime you're on an Emmy red carpet and being celebrated, I've got a really deep appreciation for that.
Yeah, sure.
Talk to us about longevity. What is the key to just staying in this business and keeping your head above water?
I think, well, you got to be nice. You got to be a pleasure to work with. But I think more than that, it's just doing what you really want to do. I've had moments in my career where I chose things out of fear or passed on things out of fear of what other people might think. And it was never any fun, and it was never good for my career. And the minute I finally said, you know, I don't care what anybody thinks, this is funny and this is going to kill my career, people say, but I don't care. Those are the things that blew up.
Wild how that works, right?
Yeah, when you stop caring and stop trying to impress people that you don't know, and you start going by your own inner compass, that's when stuff works out.
But clearly you came...
advice for life.
That is great advice for life. And you came dressed to impress.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk about the Velvet.
Memo. Wait, they're wrapping us up, but we will continue to talk about the Velvet as we toss down to JD and Andrea and Tony Hale. Take it away,
This
guys.
is very exciting. You know this man. Recently, he's got a lot going on. Veep, Archibald's Next Big Thing, and Sporky, Toy Story 4.
I like that you called him Sporky. Forky.
Oh, I called him Sporky.
No, I like Sporky because
it's the spin-off. He is a spork.
That was a part of his whole crisis. He was like, guys, I'm a spork. Why do you keep calling me Forky?
Well, I'm trying to do him due diligence and really name him what it was supposed to be named.
That was a gift to him.
So at the end of the show that you are, you know, here for, you get sort of the most poignant moments at the end. And there's that moment when she calls out for you because she's sent you up the river.
And she did that to herself.
Yeah.
You know, like the person that loved her the most, Gary, she just threw him to jail. But here's the thing. I think it was a gift to Gary because he was in such an addictive cycle with her. That was the only thing that was going to break him.
I love that you and Julia Louis-Dreyfus are great friends in real life. What does that friendship look like?
We like each other a lot. We text each other a lot.
Are you like texting every day?
We're not texting every day. That would annoy her. I'm sure I would text
Can
every
I
day
ask you a
if
serious
could.
question? If you were at a gathering with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, would she ask you to hold her handbag or, you know, her coat?
I'm not going to lie. She might.
Yeah.
She might. She enjoys that process. And I would do it gladly. I will carry her bags at Target any day.
All right, Tony Hale, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Tony.
Back to you, Jeremy and Lola.
Stephen Root. Look, I have been a fan of yours for so long.
You're so nice.
So excited for you.
Yeah.
Your first ever Emmy nomination.
First individual one, but I just feel like this is a group effort always for Barry because we love everybody on the show.
Yeah, so your role is on Barry. Everyone needs to watch Barry if you're not doing it.
One of the best shows on television.
I love this.
Half hour, you can binge it in 4 hours.
Okay,
But here's the thing.
That's it.
In theory, Barry shouldn't work on
It shouldn't.
paper.
The log line shouldn't have been bought by HBO. It
got
shouldn't work. It's half violence and half comedy,
Right.
and all wonderful because the writing is so good. And Bill Hader, and Bill Hader.
Well, I heard you were incredibly excited to work with Henry Winkler the first time.
I was.
Take us back to that.
Well, Henry was obviously a hero of mine from the 70s when I was doing a lot of theater and Shakespeare, and I would see Henry every day on the show when I was on the road. And when I got a chance to work with him, I told him that, and he said, "That's nice."
But like the nicest guy in the world.
The nicest guy in the world.
Oh, we were just so happy to see you here in one piece because your character gets pretty banged up last season.
I think that's because the creator, Alec Berg, just likes to see me with patches on my face for some reason. He said, I think that's funny. Okay.
Hey, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Congratulations. Have fun tonight.
Congratulations.
Back down to
Have a
JD and
blast.
Andrea.
Well, I am here with Andrea and the amazing.
You're just gonna forget that I was here.
I was like, because you're both stunning. Yeah. But Susan Coletti Watson, look at you. Look at the jewelry.
Thank you.
There's look at the rings. Oh my goodness.
All the rings.
You're always on top of your fashion. When do you kind of start prepping for award season and the Emmys?
You know what? We kind of do it maybe like, I would say I think about it in like July, early August maybe. For something in September, we hit the ground. We're like, oh, we have this and that. Okay, let's think about that. I have a fabulous stylist, Lauren Sample, and she and I have similar tastes, but she like really is like thorough and loves fashion and loves to like, I guess do the dig is what I call it. She kind of just always gets me all these looks and choices to choose from, and I think it's fun. You know what I mean? I find it really fun, like everything from the earrings to the shoes.
Yeah, and you are always killing it on the carpet. Season 4 of This Is Us comes out on Tuesday. Are you doing a premiere party? Does the cast get together? What does that look like?
I think we might get together. Yeah, we might do a little small cast thing with our showrunner, and that would be fun because, you know, our schedules are always so crazy and it's hard to kind of keep up with, you know, who has what day off. But I think we get together this Tuesday, which would be cool.
You are one half of one of the most beloved TV couples ever.
Thanks.
And I know from talking to you before, people actually come up to you sometimes. They think you are this voice of reason. Like, are you called on to dispense advice about how to deal with your husband?
You know what? I probably shouldn't tell people how to deal with their husband because I'm not married yet. So I tell people, any married couple who ever asks me advice, I just listen. Because how can you tell married people what to do? I don't know what it's like. I'm always like, break up with them. Not good advice. So I think once I get married, I'll be asking a lot of advice, first of all, and then maybe I'll have something to contribute to that conversation. But until then, nah. I'll let the script do the talking. Yeah.
Susan, thanks for stopping by. Congrats on being nominated.
Great to see you.
Back to you, Jeremy and Lola, with some of the stars from Better Call Saul.
All right, Michael and Patrick, welcome.
A couple of the best dressed men of the night. Look at this.
Whoa, how about it? We're ready for prom.
Ready to go doing this thing.
Save us a dance.
Better Call Saul, this thing just keeps going, keeps getting better. The fans are there. From your perspective, what's the magic of this thing that keeps it kind of afloat, not only afloat, but just going up and up every season?
Well, you know, I think you mentioned right off the bat, the fans are great. They've supported us from the get-go. You know, they love Breaking Bad, but they now love us as well. This is our 4th season. We're 4th time nominated for Best Drama, we just wrapped our film.
We just wrapped our 5th season. I think everything really starts with the writing. When the stuff on the page is so good, then everybody just kind of, you know, gets behind that 100%. And I have to say, we wrapped, 4 days ago?
Yeah.
We were at season 5 4 days ago, and this is our most magical season we've ever.
Really?
By far.
Wait, magic on screen or magic among the cast getting along together?
Everything. I think everything
absolutely
came together so beautifully this season, and I think we're so excited. And there's the Breaking Bad movie coming out.
That's right.
October
What can you tell
11th.
us about that?
I can tell you that it's amazing.
Really?
I can tell you everything
We need
I've
a little
heard
more
about
than
it.
that. Tell us.
I can tell you that
Some
Aaron
scoop.
Paul's in it.
Break some news here.
And the premiere is
His El
October
Camino
7th.
is also in it, so that's good.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Right.
October 7th and then October 11th on Netflix.
Worldwide in the 190
Check
countries.
it out, and that will set you right up and then excited for the new season of Better Call.
Check out that. Check out Better Call Saul. Gentlemen, they're asking for you down the carpet, and we got to run too. Down to JD and Andrea. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Congrats, guys.
Well, we're just hanging out. Things
We're
are
just hanging
really heating up here at the Emmys. How are you feeling?
Literally heating up. You know, the thing about my face, which is what we want to talk about, it's like the Hoover Dam holding back an ocean of perspiration right now, and it's about to burst, America.
You could listen to this forever, but we're actually going to toss back to Jeremy and Lola because they got Milo Ventimiglia.
Well, this is better. Yep. Milo's here. We're doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah. We're just chatting it up here a little bit.
Just having a good time.
So talk to us about tonight, and talk to us about the fact that everyone's releasing music from your show. What is going on?
I can tell you one thing. I am not next.
Really?
Nobody wants to hear me sing. Okay. Nobody, not a single soul wants to hear me sing.
Did you get a preview of Mandy Moore's single before it dropped?
I did not. I knew it was coming. I knew she was recording. I knew she was in the studio doing all of that. And I knew it was getting time, but it wasn't until it actually was released that she said, hey, fam,
Here it is.
By the way, I put out some music today, so yeah, it was exciting.
Kind of a big deal.
I mean, she kind of is a big deal regardless.
Yes,
so.
that's right.
When the show is a few seasons in and it still has all of this momentum, all of this energy, it's still so beloved, that must feel even more rewarding to have people still want to tune in year after year
Very
after
much
year.
so. I mean, you know, to still be a part of the conversation
Right.
and still be a part of a show that is sparking conversation and really like putting, you know, good family values and inclusion and so many like great things that the world is really needing right now at the front of our show, and not pushing an agenda with it, just saying like, hey, this is life, and we're all here, we all deserve happiness, so let's look out for one another.
Talk to me about the difference in your mind from your perspective. This is us day one to now, from just your view, and what's the most significant change in life?
I think you know what I think is a little bit just kind of like the visibility. You know, we have a very devoted audience, and the audience likes to talk about the show, so it pulls in new viewers and things like that. So it's the visibility, knowing that when I'm walking around the street, you know, people see Jack and they want to kind of tell their story or talk about how a story from our show has influenced and impacted their lives. I'm grateful.
But from an actory, like a cool perspective, what doors has it opened? What's the coolest perk of being Milo in 2019?
You know what, I tell you what, a lot of people just kind of like showing me love.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and being like happy and generally touched by the show and by the character of Jack, and I'm the benefactor of all that. So I just try and give love back and be patient and be compassionate and just really just be good out in life.
And getting to co-star with J-Lo, nice perk too.
Yeah, that's
perk.
a nice perk.
Wrapping us up, we're going to head down the carpet to JD and Andrea. Thank you.
We're here with Manny Jacinto from The Good Place, nominated for Comedy Series. It's your first Emmy, so how is it so far?
It is amazing. It's incredible. I mean, it's our fourth and last season, so to be able to come here and kind of end it with a bit of a bang is pretty damn incredible. Yeah.
When you guys auditioned for this, they kept everything on the lowdown.
Yeah.
What was that process like for you? Did you have any idea what was going on?
It was a little stressful, but I think Mike did it for the better of the cast. He gave us dummy sides. We didn't know what the ending was going to be like. We didn't really know who was going to be involved yet. I didn't know that some guy named Ted Danson and some rookie named Kristen were going to be involved. But luckily, they're pretty good people, you know?
They're okay.
Yeah.
They managed to meet you at your level.
I think
which
so.
Is nice.
I mean, they have a bit to learn, but I mean, they're getting up there.
One of the things I have to ask you is, you owe an explanation to the state of Florida.
Okay.
I imagine that there are people from Florida who have an issue with you and all the things, and Jacksonville in particular.
Yes.
Do people from Florida ever come up to you and ask you about that? Because I'm going to tell you something. Manny is not from Florida. He's from Canada.
No. Yeah, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The opposite of Florida.
Whenever I've run into somebody from Florida, or Jacksonville in particular, they give me a huge hug. Yeah. They're like, represent, do your thing. This is awesome. You're putting us on the map. Go Jags. That is the gist of the love that I get from Jacksonville.
It's such a great cast. I feel like this show must be so fun to work on. When you guys are shooting, I want to know who is most likely to break character and make everyone laugh.
Besides me, probably Will. I think all of us. It depends, but yeah, I think that I only say Will because I make a 110% effort to crack Will.
Okay.
Like, that is my goal every time I say a joke, is like to get Will. And if I did that, I know I did a good job. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Have a really fun Emmys experience. Back down the carpet, we have Taraji P. Henson.
Go Jags.
One and done, so I was...
Taraji
P is here.
Oh,
like that.
Oh, yeah. Let me fix this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Taraji looking out for me.
Looking out for her. You were just complimenting. I mean, I don't want to bring it back to this jacket, but you did. You were just being very complimentary.
I love a man in chocolate.
I am so hot.
That's the perfect
temperature-wise.
It
Good.
was worth it.
Thank you.
But
oh my
you are
goodness.
high.
Okay, stop. I didn't beg for that, did I? Wow, that's
You kind of
so sad.
did.
I'm
Okay,
so
can we
thirsty.
talk about Taraji now?
Yes, let's go back.
It's a good time to be Taraji.
Thank you.
Empire's wrapping, but your career is shooting through the stratosphere.
It really is. I can't complain.
After so many years of putting in the work, what's it feel like to be inundated with scripts, to be the first name that's called, to be receiving that top dollar? Because I know that you are very clear about equal pay for equal work.
That's
Talk to
still
me
a
about
struggle,
that.
but we're getting there. But I think that these are the things that I dreamed about. You know how that saying, you have to see it to achieve it? I actually saw myself here So when I got here, it was like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable because I already saw myself here.
Yeah. Talk about like with Empire, so many fans, so many people connected, and the show moving on and really the cast uniting after the controversy things that happened, and then moving on into wrapping it up the way you did. Talk to me about that process and the tone and the vibe among the cast through that.
Well, I would say that we miss Jussie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's family to us. There's no way we can throw 5 years of family away. And I miss him. Certainly Cookie misses him. That was her favorite. That was the first family member she visited when she got out of jail. But the show is going to be so incredible. I mean, just stay tuned. Cookie's finding herself. It's not about the Empire anymore. It's not about Lucius anymore. It's not about her kids. It's about her. And I think a lot of women will identify with that when you finally raise the children and it's time to go out and find your voice. And that's where Cookie is. And the struggle between her and Lucius, that love-hate relationship, oh, it's going to rip your heart apart.
Yeah. One of the things that we love the most about Cookie is that she's strong, but she's also vulnerable.
Yes.
What about yourself have you learned playing Cookie, and what will you miss most about playing her?
I guess I will miss what she meant for so many people. Yeah. She was the one who fought off all the bullies,
yes.
you know, and I guess that's kind of me in life. I take up for people who can't speak for themselves. And I think that's what people love about Cookie, and I think that's what they're going to miss.
Yeah. Well, it's such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank
Congratulations
you so
on everything.
Thank you. I'm melting. Do you
Okay,
see?
no.
You
look beautiful. Are you kidding?
No, it's dewy. You are dewy, and you look divine.
Thank you. So do you.
Back down to JD and
So
Andrea.
happy to see you.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Max Greenfield and his beautiful wife, Tess Sanchez. How are you guys doing today?
We're great.
Happy to be here. Yeah.
Oh, you actually went to high school with our producer, Robin. So I want to know, you can't see Robin, but she's here.
There's Robin. Get Robin in there. Look at Robin.
It makes me wonder, what is Max Greenfield? What was he like in high school?
I've seen some pictures.
You've seen some pictures?
Yes.
Heavier.
Oh. Did you have any? Did you?
Heavier, unibrow. It wasn't great.
What was the haircut different? Was there any kind of
same haircut?
Same haircut.
Yeah, there's been some work done since then. Thank goodness.
You probably think those pictures are cute.
I mean, not the like high school ones, but the little boy ones are very cute.
Yeah, like the 9 to 11. She was like, yeah, she's a cute kid.
How excited are you to present tonight?
Really excited. Yeah, it's just so nice to be here. You know, at some point you get to look out and see all these people. You've been doing this for a while. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe we're all working. It's just a nice feeling.
Yeah, it really feels like a moment of gratitude. You know, to look out and say, we're actually coming up with all of these people, and it's fun. We get to see a lot of friends.
You guys look wonderful. Have so much fun tonight. We're going back down the carpet to Lola and Jeremy. Take it away.
Yeah, here we go. Already talking. Wait to hear what he's got to say.
It melted your cold, dead heart.
Yeah.
Tell us what that was exactly.
Sam Richardson from Veep, everybody.
Hey, y'all. This was in the last day of filming for Veep. You know, we were all kind of there for Julia's last scene, and when it finished, like we all kind of rushed in to the Oval Office, and like, you know, it was crying. I actually cried, which is the first time it's happened in 30 years. It melted my cold, dead heart.
Hey, if Julia Louis-Dreyfus wins tonight, she will be the most winning individual actor, actress, anything for the individual categories ever in Emmy history. What's the party look like in celebration of that, should it happen?
I mean, it's going to be live. It's going to be lit. Okay. I'm gonna dance on the table.
Oh, really?
I'm going to attempt my first backflip ever. I've never done a backflip, but I will.
Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night.
Can you give us a preview of some of your moves?
How about this one?
Oh.
That's just like a small thing. Imagine that times 10.
But I felt it.
Subtleties more sometimes.
Sent a tremor up my spine.
Fierce subtlety. That's what I like to compact it.
All right. They're wrapping us up because you got a lot more people to talk to down here. Thank you so much. It's good to talk to you. JD and Andrea, take it away.
All right, we are here with Michael Zegan, Joel from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I mean, you know, we have a lot of competition today. There's some good shows out there, but I like our chances, I think. Yeah.
Third season is dropping soon. Now, first season, we did not like your character. Second season, everyone starts to love your character again. I mean, some people. You were kind of trouble. So how are we going to feel about Joel in this third season?
Hopefully you like him again. I don't know. I think he's evolving, and he's kind of growing into himself, and he's kind of finding his own path. And I think people are going to be surprised by what they see from Joel this year. I think they're going to be surprised about the fact that they really like him this year. When you first meet Joel, he's kind of a scumbag. Is he? Well, he steals people's jokes. He's not right. You know, that's not good. His wife. He cheats on his wife. Yep. How much of the development of the character did you know when you started reading, that you were going to have some nuance to this character, that he wasn't going to just be a heel?
I knew nothing, and I still know nothing. I don't ask questions. I just get the scripts. I don't like to be. I don't like any spoilers. Like, I know other people ask Amy and Dan, our creators, like, what's going to happen. I don't do that. I trust them. I think they know the kind of like how this character is going to go. I think they know the whole scope of him. So I'm not too concerned. But, you know, it's really unfair because when you first meet Joel in the first episode, he is a scumbag. And it's really hard to win back the audience when, like, that's what they see from the get-go. And you love Midge so much from the get-go. So it's been rough. I still get some hate tweets sent at me. They'll say, like, Joel's trash at Michael Zegan, and I mean, I don't know what to do with that, but as long as I'm making somebody feel something, I feel like I've done my job.
You can start with saying you're not actually Joel, you're playing a character.
Some would think so,
would
but others
seem to be
might
a
not.
good idea,
Yeah.
But you've had some redemption, though, and it's only up from here. Excited for season 3. Congratulations.
So much.
Have so much fun.
Thanks,
Going back down
Michael.
the carpet
Great to see you.
Lola and Jeremy. Take it away.
Darcy Carden from The Good Place.
You've got us singing.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good.
I really love the chocolate of this.
Thank you so much.
It's delicious.
But Darcy, can we talk about this dress? You are, as the kids say, snatched.
Ooh.
Snatched to the gods.
Oh, that's the hope and prayer. Snatched.
Pre-Emmy rituals.
Pre-Emmy rituals, I would say, for me, it's to just sort of remain as regular as possible. Hang out with my dog and my husband. Kristen and Belle and I got ready together, but we just kept it real cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, ate some lunch, hung out.
Has Kristen Bell given you a little sneak peek into the new Frozen music?
Actually, yes.
Really?
Tell us
I'm not going to tell you a damn thing.
Please, just a little something.
No, I mean, because she's I don't want to say a workaholic, but she's a workaholic, so she's always working. So when I say she gives me a sneak peek, I mean she's just like rehearsing her lines in front of me.
Wow.
I get to hear the songs.
These are songs that I will be singing with my little girls for 1,000 years.
Barry, really quickly, what can you tell us?
About the next season?
Yes.
Absolutely nothing except that you're going to love it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys-
Congratulations.
Thank you so
Have
much.
fun tonight.
It's so good to see you both. You guys look incredible.
Snatch
to the
there.
gods.
And she leaves, but Mandy Moore joins us on the stage. Quick hello there. Hi, Mandy Moore. How are you? Welcome.
Mandy Moore.
Very warm.
Yeah.
Are you guys warm?
Yes.
Yes, we are. But we're also so happy to have you here with us. Thank you.
Congrats on everything going on. I just want to talk about the new music for a minute. Sure. It seems like you kept it under wraps. We just have Milo Ventimiglia here. He said he didn't get to hear it beforehand. It was like a surprise text, like, hey, I got new music, guys, by the way.
Dropped it.
Yeah.
I just dropped it, as the kids say. Yeah, I'm super excited about it and happy that people have been digging it so far.
First music in 10 years, right?
10 years, a whole
And
decade.
What has the fan reaction been so far?
It's been extremely positive. I'm so overwhelmed and heartened that people even know or still care that I make music, because I really, truly am doing it selfishly for me. I miss it. I miss writing. I miss performing. I miss the whole thing. So it feels really, really good to be back there.
It must be nice to take a break from music and land on one of the biggest shows on television and then to be nominated for an Emmy. I mean, come on. If you're going to take a break, that's the break to take.
It's not a bad deal. I feel incredibly lucky. I'm just soaking in every second of this particular moment.
Take us back to the moment when you found out that you were nominated.
I was exercising, and I got back and checked my phone, and I had like 70 text messages, and I thought something was wrong. I was like, oh God, what happened? And lo and behold, the first text I saw was from my husband, and it said, you did it, with like 4 exclamation points, and I literally was like, did what? What did I do? I was like, I couldn't.
You really didn't know it was nominations
day?
day?
Well, I knew it was nominations day, but like, you did it. I was like, wait, does he mean the show? Like, so I call him, and I was like, what do you mean?
I need you to
like,
be more
you were
specific.
nominated. And he's like, I'm like, the show was? He's like, no, you were. So that was.
Yeah, well, a little earlier we had Chris Sullivan on, and we were talking about his music. Him working with your husband, doing incredible music, and we want all 3 of you together at some point. And then we've started pitching a This Is Us musical episode, which seems obvious.
We've said that before. I believe Milo doesn't sing.
Yeah, we can work around that.
Justin doesn't sing.
Let him play the
Sterling,
tambourine.
Chrissy, Sully, me, John Huertas. Like, there's a good collective of us that all sing.
At least maybe like a vicious karaoke night that you share with all of us.
I vote for that.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Look, we've talked to you and the cast many times before at different award shows, SAG Awards, different things last season. When you get together for a night like tonight, what's the thing you must do? Hey, we're doing it again this year, guys. Is there something like that?
Not necessarily. Okay. I mean, it's overwhelming coming to these things, and it's just like a nice touchstone to see each other out here in this like sea of really cool strangers. Like, oh, there's someone that I know. There's someone I work with and I love. It's overwhelming, yeah.
Well, we are so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And good luck this evening, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night tonight. We go back down to JD and Andrea.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite people here, Anthony Kerrigan from Barry, playing the friendly mobster.
Right.
You almost gave up on acting before this, though.
That's right. About like 7 years ago, I was going to quit acting. It's because my alopecia was something I had such insecurity and shame about, and I had a lot of people telling me I was never going to work again, you know. But I decided that I thought I could do it. I didn't know how, but I actually wrote down in my notebook that I wanted to be on an HBO show, a really special one, and now we're here. We're here tonight, you know.
Well, the great thing about NoHo Hank is he's not a classic heavy. He's come into his own. He's become a kind of warm guy, a funny character. How much was that, sort of available to you in the first season? When did you see the arc romantically, all the things that have happened to him?
Well, I think it was just really beautifully written, you know? You don't get that very often where you see a character develop in such a cool way. And Bill Hader and Alec Berg, they're both so open to our input as actors, and that's what makes it so special and what makes the show, you know, something unique.
Last thing, real quick, when you were at People Now, we did a little game called What Would Hank Do in certain scenarios. So what would Hank do if he was here at the Emmys?
Okay, what would Hank do if he was here at the Emmys? Wow, okay. First of all, I think Hank would just try to make friends with everybody here because everyone is so well dressed.
Perfect. Anthony, thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you, Jeremy and Lola. Take it away.
All right, Robin Thicke is here, bearing the heat with me, doing the velvet jacket thing, and it's working, my friend.
It's velvet night.
Guys look very dapper, gentlemen.
Thank you,
look very dapper.
Before we get into the Masked Singer, which is what you're here to talk about, you were just mentioning dad life. It's a real thing. I've got 2 little girls. It changes everything. 7 and 4.
I have 1.5 and 6 months.
I have a boy who's 4.
Yes.
Biggest change, maybe unexpected change, or reality of your life right now that is the opposite of like rock star Robin Thicke life?
Well, it's just waking up with them. I usually get up at 6:30 in the morning, right when they get up, and giving them their bottles and making a little breakfast. And that time in the morning before my work day starts is the most magical time of the day.
It really is. That's really special.
Really quickly, before we let you go, new music. When can we expect some?
Next week, great question. Next week, I have a new song.
Well, I get paid the big bucks.
Coming out called When You Love Somebody. It comes out next week.
Awesome. And Masked Singer this week.
This Wednesday on Fox, 8 p.m. Don't miss it.
Check it out. We go down to JD and Andrea and Kristen Bell. Take it away. Thank you, sir.
We are with Kristen Bell from The Good Place. You look stunning. How are you feeling today?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I feel great, yeah.
I feel like we're in sort of like South Central Michigan heat right now.
Definitely.
A little
the
bit.
humidity is off the charts here. I think that it's exacerbated by the bodies, but I really feel like we're not giving the men enough credit because they're all in suits, and at least I can like air everything out.
This isn't breathable.
Right, no, not at all. So I'm sorry. I feel for you.
Well,
I see you.
I appreciate the apology.
I see you.
I need to be seen,
Okay.
and I appreciate that.
Everybody does.
It's true. One of the things about this show, the most delightful show on planet Earth, The Good
you.
Place, is you get kind of smarter every time you watch it. With
crazy.
most comedies, you get dumber. But you get smarter. Do you feel smarter and more ethical and more moral?
I do. I mean, I fell into the show at a perfect time when I was preoccupied with what it meant to be a good person, and so was our show creator, Mike, and was writing something about it. And yeah, I definitely feel like now I know a lot about philosophy. I know what it means to be utilitarian or Kantian. I know I identify as a moral particularist. Like, I definitely feel like I've had a college course.
We love you and your husband, such a sweet couple. And he was doing an interview recently where he talked about the moment his kids realized that he was famous. It actually came after yours. So do you remember that moment for you?
When my kids realized I was famous, I wasn't there, but I think it started where my 5-year-old daughter asked Dax, because Monica, our best friend, their aunt's on his podcast, Armchair Expert, and she said, do people listen to Armchair Expert because of you or Monica? Dax said, well, both, but maybe they tune in because, I'm the famous one, and she goes, you're famous? And he goes, yeah, why do you think sometimes in public people ask me and Mommy to take pictures? And she goes, Mommy's famous? I don't know that she knows what that means, but it did seem to stun her.
Do they know what the Emmys means? Are they going to be watching?
No. They went to they're doing a play at a kids' theater group. They went there today. I'm sure they're just like hanging out in the backyard building forts. And then when I come home to tuck them in this, I'm sure they'll have a lot of questions.
We have time for one last question. Now, I'm going to have to say this right. You and Monica and Dax are kind of a triad. You're like a force.
We really are, yeah.
So, like, do you two, Monica, is it Monica and you against Dax in an argument? Usually.
If I'm being honest, usually. And if my husband watches this, he'll want me to be honest. But yes, she's my wife, and she's also Dax's wife.
Well, she's
Kristen.
amazing, and so are you.
Yes.
We're going to throw it back to you guys, but thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
So great to see you.
All right, here we go. Gwendolyn Christie, hello.
Hello there.
It's good to see you.
Thank you so much.
I am
You
so
didn't see it?
happy
She
to
walks
see
up and
you.
says, Lola!
Because Lola and I have known each other for a great number of years. And we haven't got to see each other, but we've seen each other intermittently over the years.
Yes, and sometimes
at these things.
Only
And we communicate digitally.
Yes, we do. We see each other on the gram.
Yeah,
We won't
you
tell
say
you
is
ours.
very regal. We communicate digitally. We slide into the DMs, everybody. All right.
Talk to us about Game of Thrones. And I know you as a brave woman, so I'm not surprised that you submitted yourself for nomination, but that was just the most badass move, and I love that it all worked out for you. Please tell these people what motivated you to do it, how'd you know you could pull it off, and why I genuinely love you. Tell them.
Oh, thank you.
All things.
I really have fallen in love with the character Brienne of Tarth. I've fallen in love with what she represents, which is a woman on the margins who fights hard to overcome the obstacle of the prejudice that is exacted towards her due to the way that she looks. And she has a strong moral compass and a very deep sensitivity and vulnerability. And I felt that she was a special and rare kind of character. And for everything that she represents in terms of women, I just wanted for there to be the possibility of the opportunity. And for me to feel like that's how I was honoring saying goodbye to this character. And I truly never thought it would result in a nomination. And the last 2 months of my life have been truly wonderful because it's a feeling of hope. And to have got this far, I've won. Because I've never received anything like this in my work before.
Do not make me cry.
No, I know.
Do not make me cry. You will not do this to me.
Well, there's the sentiment that you have there. You can tell that you're speaking from the heart. That seems to be consistent among your castmates as well. And saying goodbye to these characters in this world must be very difficult. Is a night like tonight, this Emmy Awards, another layer of closure for you to move forward?
I think it definitely is. It's going to be so fantastic for us all to be together and celebrating in this extraordinary way. It's such an incredible honor that we are all here and we can all be together and share in this momentous creative endeavor that has truly changed all of our lives. And they're all wonderful people. It will be great to kick back with them all.
Speaking of kicking back, we're going to let you go, but I'm going to call you later. We're going to celebrate.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this reunion, guys. It's been fantastic. Yeah, good to meet you
I
too.
love
Back
you.
down to JD and Andrea.
Well, I am thrilled to have Valerie Weisler here. She's one of L'Oreal Paris's Women of Worth. She founded something that's really special called the Validation Project. You help kids, adolescents all around the world now. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with that and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm honored to be here as a Woman of Worth with L'Oreal Paris, and I am the founder and CEO of the Validation Project. We're a global youth empowerment organization, and our biggest mission is to make sure that every student has the resources and support to change the world with their skills.
That's so wonderful. Thank you for everything that you do. Now you're here at the Emmys.
Yeah.
Who are you most excited to run into here
my
on the
goodness.
carpet?
I saw the cast of The Good Place earlier. That was really exciting, and This Is Us as well. But everyone is amplifying such important conversation, so it's just an honor to be in the room where that happens.
Thank you for everything you do. We're going back to Jeremy and Lola. Got the cast of Schitt's Creek over there?
Yeah, that's right. Schitt's Creek is one of our favorites. Andrea, I know you absolutely love it. We do too.
Yeah,
it's so well written and it's so well acted. Congratulations to you guys on a huge show that's so good.
Thank you.
I don't know what else to say.
Listen, if that's it, that's great.
You can leave now.
I'm feeling great. Yeah.
And it's a real family affair for you.
It absolutely
Getting to
is.
work
My
with
dad and my sister are wandering this huge carpet somewhere. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. What is it like for you to kind of get into this family deal and play alongside of what all is going on here in this show?
It's been the most rewarding experience of my entire life. I get to come here and pretend that I
belong. You know, it's wonderful.
It's a nomination in a comedy series. It's a competitive field. It must be an honor to be there with all these other nominees. My goodness, it's great.
And it's your first nomination, and it's
first
long
nomination.
overdue.
Oh, thank you very much. But when we set out to make our show, I told our team, I want to make a show that can sit on a shelf with Veep. And for us to now be nominated alongside them in their last season, I feel like we got in right at the last minute. But that, to me, is the gift of all of this, is just the company we're keeping.
Can we talk about Eugene, your father, and Catherine O'Hara? They've worked together for so many years, and just the magic of that, and how that must bring a type of sensibility on set that is so unique that it wouldn't be able to be duplicated unless you had like those decades of work.
I sort of feel like when it works, and that's why people respond to it so well. And we just get to sit back and watch them be brilliant, which is sort of a masterclass in comedy, really. We've just been watching them for 6 years, and I feel like we're all going to come out of this experience like way more informed and seasoned by way of just osmosis.
Yeah.
Do they have a shorthand?
Comedic engine in those brains is incredible. Yeah. It's just wild to see.
Because they've worked together for so many years, do they have a shorthand? Do they even need to speak? Do they speak telepathically?
There's no speaking. When there's in between takes, it's just telepathic brainwaves. No, I think when you're so comfortable and you align so well with each other's sort of sensibilities, there's such a safety in that, and they're able to create such incredible characters just by being around each other. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this final question. When you see it on the page, does it resonate like it does when you're actually playing it out? Because the writing's there, but man, the nuance of the looks and everything else is what really sells the show.
The writing is so specific and so clever and so honest and true, and you can hear the voices of the characters on the page. When you read it just in your quiet brain, you can hear those sounds of those voices, and it's amazing. And then to see it sort of come to life, even at table reads, it's just, I've never been a part of anything like it, so it's
Thank you so much for
guys.
being here. Have
It's a
a
pleasure
wonderful
talking to you.
evening.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
We're going down to John Leguizamo with Andrea and JD.
Yes, we are here with John Leguizamo from When They See Us. How are you feeling today?
Oh, very excited, especially because all my companions are here, 16 nominations, and everybody's jacked up. We're all sweating. This is the hottest space in California right now.
Yeah, and When They See Us, such a powerful, heartbreaking story of the Exonerated Five. And the thing that I really appreciate is now the Exonerated Five, they're getting a lot of love and recognition, and they were at the premiere, and it's really cool to see them have this moment. How does that feel?
Oh, it's so beautiful to see that since their youth was taken away from them, that at least later in this part of their life, they're getting some kind of reparations, for their youth been taken wrongfully from them.
Well, John, you grew up in New York, and you remember that time, and it must be an interesting experience as somebody who was a young man during this entire episode.
Right, now playing the old man.
Now playing, well, to come back into that history and remember what it was like to live it, and then kind of create the dramatic work. What was that feeling like?
It's a beautiful moment because you saw what happened to these poor young men back in the day, making, Latin and black kids sort of like, with the term wilding, making us savages, basically, when these kids were actually innocent. And then to have a chance to play it and to try to show what really happened to these poor kids. It's like healing. It's very healing.
What has the reactions been like from people that have seen the show and reached out to you?
Well, everybody feels like they need more of these because, it's not an isolated incident, unfortunately. It's been happening, it continues to happen, and it's happening right now.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Congratulations on the nomination.
Let's hope.
Yes,
Thanks, John.
I know.
Good
All
luck.
right, back to you, Jeremy and Lola.
Sean Clifford, I'm obsessed with Fleabag. I'm obsessed with your character, Claire. This moment is 16.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
are
stand here all day.
extraordinary. It's the best show on television. Your character, Claire, is extraordinary.
Thank you.
This moment is 16 years in the making. You met Phoebe when you were wee girls in school.
Yeah, we were very, very small. We were about this tall. No, we weren't. We were. Well, she was a teenager. I just turned 21. And it's been an amazing journey. And we just had a little moment having our picture taken, just saying, here we are. It's amazing.
Have always dreamed of playing sisters. And all these years later, not only are you playing sisters on the best show on television.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
You are nominated. Your first nomination. How does it feel?
It feels amazing, totally overwhelming, and yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to drink it all in, you know, and...
Well, we want more and more seasons, please.
I know. Phoebe has said only 2 seasons. Please,
third,
tell
come
her
on.
we're begging. Season 3, please, please.
So sorry to report.
No.
That it's not happening?
It's not happening.
No.
This is it. We're done. We're done. And you know what? I was pushing for a 3rd until I saw that final episode, and then I knew that it was right that it ended. It just felt like the story was complete. And Phoebe is an artist of uncompromising integrity, and I just have to bow down to that. Like, she's just incredible.
Well, we can't wait to see more from you, no matter what it is. Thank you for gracing us with your presence this evening. Have a great night.
Queen.
And we go down to JD and Andrea.
Hi, guys. We are here with the amazing Paul Reiser, star of Mad About You, which is coming back.
Yes, it is.
Appearing in Fosse Verdon and going to be in the Kaminsky Method.
Yes.
So it's like just a cavalcade of Paul Reiser
You know what?
we're dealing with.
You can never get enough of me.
And Stranger Things as well.
Stranger Things.
So it's
There's very few shows that I'm not
Reiser-Rama.
on, really. It's almost shorter to do that list. I'm very, it's been a really fun couple of years. And tonight we're here at Fosse Verdon, the whole cast, because we were nominated for Best Limited Series Drama. And, it's Sam Rockwell, Michelle Williams, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Tommy Kail. So once in a while, you get an invitation. Would you like to join these people? Yes, thank you.
But they all got the invitation that they wanted to join Paul Reiser.
Yeah, they got that.
I have to
But,
ask you.
yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Go ahead. My helicopter is
Oh, it's
circling
your
the block.
helicopter. It's very loud.
That's my
here.
ride, yes.
I was going to ask you. Now you're working with Helen again.
Yes, Helen Hunt.
Yes,
she plays the girl on the show.
You might have heard of her.
Yes, very lovely lady.
Lovely. Maybe she'll go places. The question I have is, when you're working with somebody on a sitcom that went on as long as the one that you had, do you just step right back into the rhythm with each other as actors?
That's a really good question.
No.
No, you shouldn't be able to, but we did. First of all, because Helen and I always had, just from the day we met, we just had this really great relationship. But we've been friends, and for the last 20 years, we were getting together all the time socially, which is sort of how this whole thing came up, because we were getting together like every month. We'd have lunch, and somebody says, "Oh, why don't you do a reboot?" So we were laughing about how silly that would be, and then we went, or maybe it would be fun. And then once we took the plunge and decided to do it, and we got the whole cast back, it was crazy. We all just went, it does not feel like we took 20 years off. It feels like we skipped a weekend. So it was kind of wild, but it was it only speaks to how well oiled we were as a machine and as a family. We're really a really great little unit.
Well, congratulations on all the shows that you're on, especially Fosse Verdon.
Yes.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jeremy and Lola.
Thank you.
More stars from Schitt's Creek. My goodness, how are you guys?
So hot.
Well, you guys look cool.
We're from Canada, so
Yeah.
we're not used to this.
Yeah. This is bad. But it's good, in a really good way.
Well, if you're going to be hot, this is the way to be hot.
Talk about what it means for the show to get this kind of recognition. I feel like it's been a long time coming. I've been on board for a very long time and love it, and it's so smart. But from your perspective.
Well, I think I think the show is something that people really need right now. I think it's kind of bleak out there at the moment.
These are dark times.
I
Yes.
think that the show celebrates love and acceptance and kindness, and that's what we want to promote. And I think people are slowly grabbing onto that because they need it right now.
Yeah. Agreed?
Agreed.
And agreed?
I also agree.
Okay, good. This is going
When
well.
you're part of a hit show like this, and you've been doing this for a minute, do you all have a shorthand? Is there your own little language on Schitt's Creek, on the set of Schitt's Creek? Your inner jokes, inside jokes that you have?
I mean, we're all doing always it right now. This is how it is.
This is it? Okay. All right. Well, there we have it.
Wait, did you look to Kim K for your inspiration? Did I hear that?
I did. I looked at all of those babes.
Some of them are here tonight.
Yikes.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see if there's a meeting later. Guys, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We go back down to JD and Andrea. Have a good night tonight.
We're here with Ryan Jamal Swain from Pose. You look incredible. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm wearing Tommy by Zendaya. And, I'm really feeling great. Like, we are a contender for Best Drama Series with Billy Porter also being lead on a drama series. It's one of those things where, first off, we're trying to win this carpet. Like, come on.
I think you guys are winning.
Everyone.
I think you won the carpet.
But then also, there's beautiful specificity and universality and specificity, and Pose does that. You take a very specific story and you wide it out to the masses and tell universal truth, which is acceptance, love, being empowered. We're just excited to be here. You know, we've won just being nominated, and here we are.
Yeah, and this show is really paving the way for trans representation and diversity. Absolutely. What have the fan reactions been like when they reach out to you?
They have been like, because of you, my grandmother has articulation to have a conversation with me. I can now have the strength to come out. I can just be me. And I think those are the spaces where we want to puncture, right? Those are the hearts and the minds, because art has the power to change molecular structures, but change hearts and minds, and we have the power to do that. I mean, there has not been a show like Pose ever. And for it to be one of those shows that is breaking barriers, that is being handled with grace, with love, being received so well, because it's a show with a big heart. Yeah. It's a show with so much to give, and I can't wait for you all to see the rest of it. And
it's your first project out of school. Yes. Life's going great. Congratulations on the nomination. Have fun tonight. Back to you, Jeremy and Lola.
All right, so way back in the day, I met Karamo Brown doing red carpets, doing premieres. You were on this side of the mic.
Yes.
Now you've got capes.
You know what I mean?
You've got Emmys.
And we do 4 of them, you know what I mean?
So you just came here to stunt on everybody.
I did. I said, Versace, how can I show up and show out? And they were like, I'll help you out. And
wait a second, can we please take this full? I don't want to be a director, but we got to give this just a little bit of a moment here. Okay, look
it is flowing. It is flowing. Just naturally. So I wanted something was a natural, looked like a regular tux, but like was a little different. So, you know, figured it out.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
How are you feeling? I mean, okay, here's something I don't know if you knew about the Karamo. Unbelievable body. You post about it. We see it. But you don't traditionally go to the gym all the time.
I never go to the gym.
So Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, no,
I don't like it. I know.
So Dancing with the Stars has been like a real workout for you.
It has been. Literally this morning at 7 a.m. I had to get there. And I literally look at my partner, Jenna, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. We're just going home this week. And she's like, you can do it. She literally queer eyes me every week. And I'm like, fine. And then I get out there and I'm dancing. So.
Wait, Karamo, you're saying this morning you were dancing?
7 a.m. So literally, we have to dance, rehearse every single day. And so I'll fly somewhere. So I was in Iowa with all the Democratic national candidates, practice right before for 4 hours, and then got on stage with Joe Biden. It's literally,
So you're with all those presidential candidates just yesterday or day before, whatever. Last weekend at the Creative Arts Emmys, you were telling me a story. Angela Bassett came up to you. This was a big moment for you.
And she literally came up to me and was like, I'm a big fan. I love you. I mean, she ran to me and I freaked out and froze because I was like, what in the world? It just happened again with Viola Davis. And I'm like, what is going on? These icons who I love know my name. I promise you, I'm like freaking out.
Well, man,
What's been the most exciting thing about being Karamo in 2019, other than having people like Angela Bassett and Viola Davis come up to you and tell you they love you?
That literally is the highlight of it. I think what it is that, as you know, my friend, we've dreamed of this. You work hard for it. You push yourself for it. And as a little gay black boy, I didn't think any of this was possible for me. I really thought like this was not a space that I could be in. And here I am, and it's happening. And so I just pinched myself.
Well, they're wrapping us up. You're spreading so much positivity to so many people. Thank you for being you.
Good.
Okay, let's stop now. Okay, all right.
I was about to say.
More Dancing with the Stars down the carpet with Andrea and JD.
Yes, we are sticking with Dancing with the Stars here. Whitney Carson, professional dancer. How's your Emmys going?
It's going amazing. Honestly, it is surreal. I've seen so many people that I know from TV, and I'm just like a giddy, like super fan everywhere.
Yeah. You're partnered with Kel Mitchell. Yeah. I interviewed him when the announcement came out. He's a lot of fun. He was showing me his dance moves on set. Yeah. So what's his go-to dance move that you're like, maybe we shouldn't be doing that move?
Honestly, his go-to dance, he is actually a really good hip-hop dancer, so it's like anything like hip-hop. Sometimes he'll get down and break dance for me, and I'm like, where's this coming from? Like, you are a really good break dancer. So he's really talented, that kid. He's awesome, though. I love him to death.
We're very excied to see you guys. Good luck tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
Great seeing you.
Have
Back
a fun
to you guys.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, here we go. Reggie's here.
Sorry.
How you doing?
I'm doing so well.
Hi, Reggie.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Walked up, kind of bowed down to Lola.
Yes.
The woman of the night, the man of the night. Let's talk about what you're most excited about for this evening and everything going on at the Emmys.
I'm excited about the most exciting moment of the night, which I won't know until it happens, but when it does...
Whenever that moment comes.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
All right.
Do you like award shows?
You know, I don't know if I do. I think like it's a little bit of endurance,
yes.
but also at the same time, people are so sweet. So I look for the sweet moments.
Yes.
I look for the sweet, sincere moments, and as long as there's a lot of those, I'm fine.
There are going to be so many sweet moments, sincere moments, all of it, and we're going to be watching for your best exciting moment of the night on the gram or something. We're wrapping us up for now. We got to go down the carpet to JD and Andrea. Thank you so much. Have a good night tonight.
Well, we have a minor dramatic talent. I mean, a titan here, Fiona Shaw, from Fleabag and from Killing Eve, where she plays two very different characters in a beautiful Celtic green tonight.
Thank you. My Amelia Wickstead. She's a wonderful designer. I'm very grateful to her.
Well, I want to ask you about being on two such hot shows at the same time. And I know very discrete parts. What's great about the Killing Eve role is that you've really gotten to show many dimensions to a very buttoned-up character. Did you know from the beginning that she was going to have a sort of sensual side, a sort of racy side?
I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who wrote the original, she got very involved with Carolyn, began to love her, and then began to just turn her upside down. And it was just a joy to play. So now that people have got used to Carolyn never being exactly what you expect, we're going to go on with that.
Yeah, and you start filming tomorrow?
I go back tomorrow to rest for one night and then start filming. So there might be a very jet-lagged Carolyn at the end of the week.
Just use it. And then Phoebe wrote you a part in Fleabag. What was that like when she approached you for that role?
She rang me up and just said, will you come and do a bit on Fleabag? I said, I have no time, I won't be able to do it. And I hung on in the hope, and suddenly a day came free. And I went in, and I can tell you, not only did she send this tiny scene, while we were doing it, she then began to rewrite it. So she wrote it as we went along, and I can't believe the joy of being nominated for an Emmy for a thing that was written as we went along. Do try this at home, is the
Well, the scenes between you and Phoebe in the show are incredible, and they were, she's sort of all over the place, and you're kind of this steadying force. Is that how you are in real life? Are you sort of a calm one for Friends, or are you all over the place?
So not. I'm so not what I play in either of those shows. In Killing Eve, it's been the most marvelous experience for me to discipline myself and become the person I might like to be, but I'm certainly not that in life.
I love Killing Eve because it has these layered, complex, fierce women. How does it feel to be a part of a show that has these amazing female characters?
Well, it's a joy. I mean, Sandra and I have a lot to do with each other because I'm her boss, and then I have less to do with Jodie. But we have great fun, the three of us together, and we're, really good colleagues. So it's been very good, serious work often. Humor is always a difficult thing to get to, but we get to it and then we play them. But every time we see each other, we're delighted to start another scene, and there's always layers to be found.
One of the things about that character is that she's really not a great parent, or is she? She has a very complicated relationship with her son, who's in the family business. Talk about that relationship, the sort of very complex family relationship, and how she's sort of, you've been allowed to peel that back, and do you have any indication of where that will be going?
Well, you can look around here. A lot of people may be very talented people. Whether they're good parents or not is a completely different thing. And it may be about the overdevelopment of one part of your mind. She's not a great parent, and that gets even more clear this season.
Anyone else here you're really excited to meet?
I was excited to meet, I'm hoping to meet some of the cast of Succession or the cast of Chernobyl, or the cast of, when they see us. There's some wonderful pieces of television. So I'm excited to meet anybody.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Congratulations.
It's an honor to meet you. Thank you so much.
And we have Sarah Snook from Succession. You were just talking about Succession.
I think you're so wonderful. Wow, here I am.
Have changed our lives. I hate being here tonight because you're on tonight and I want to know what happened. I can't believe it. I just said, I want anybody from Succession.
You just manifested it. She was talking about Succession and here you are.
On your marvelous
Thank you very much. I think you're extraordinary, so it's wonderful to hear.
Myra, each other one. But you really are something. I'm looking forward to talking to you another time.
Thank you.
That was such a cute fangirl moment
Sarah,
from Fiona Shaw.
How am I? How do you think I am?
Does that happen all the time when these big stars?
This weekend, it's wild. Yeah.
So when you got this part, what was the hardest thing in terms of the accent to get down? She's a very specific kind of character.
She is, but you know what? The hardest thing was, because we do a lot of improv, just not thinking in an Australian accent was the hardest part, because you're making up lines, you're improvising, and so saying it in an American accent first rather than an Australian, that was the hardest part.
Yeah, and the characters on Succession are just going after each other, backstabbing. It must be kind of fun to play that role, though. Do you find some fun in that?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. It's and all the insults that get thrown around, they're just like we are terrible people sometimes.
Yeah. But you were sort of almost the least terrible of the terrible, or maybe you're the most presentable of the terrible.
I'm the presentable face, yeah.
Talk a little bit about working with Matthew and that relationship together. I mean, he's a brilliant actor, and you're both doing American accents. And had you sort of rehearsed any of this before you started filming? Did you talk to each other about what the dynamic would be like?
No, really. I mean, Matthew's such an extraordinary actor. We work together so well in the scenes, and you just read the text, you read what you're given, and create it between you. And we have a lot of trust, I think, a lot of respect for each other. And so a lot of it is being created in the moment. We didn't do a lot of rehearsal beforehand or anything like that. No pre-planning. I think that the best is when it lives in the moment.
Yeah, well, you guys are amazing in it. Congratulations on the nomination. We're going back to Jeremy and Lola with Justin Hartley.
Oh, that's great. All right, Justin Hartley's here.
Hartley's in the house.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
We've been talking about This Is Us. Our through line tonight is we want a musical episode because you got so many good musicians. Not you, though.
It's coming up. The musical episode's coming. I was telling you, I will do the underwater musical episode. You don't want to hear me sing.
Well, you can play the tambourine.
You'd rather hear me tell dad jokes than hear me sing. Trust me, it's that bad.
Oh, really?
It is that bad.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Hey, almost 2 years of married life.
Almost 2 years. She's right back here. Anyway, yeah.
Hi, wifey. Ooh, you look good.
2 years. October. Celebrate 2 years in October.
How are you gonna celebrate? Hello. How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Gorgeous.
How do you plan on celebrating or hope to celebrate year number 2?
Well, I'll show you. This is how we've been so happy. You ready for this? Here's how you answer that. What are we doing?
You know what? We're going to go on a vacation.
Oh, is that right?
Apparently we're going on a vacation.
When you can't quite finish each other's sentences, you know.
No, listen, he knows.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
You got the answer.
That's right.
Speaking of happy,
Yes.
you're on the biggest show on television.
Thank you.
You must be thrilled.
I'm thrilled. I don't think I'm still waiting to wake up from this dream. It's amazing. And I keep telling people this, and it sounds kind of too good to be true, but it's these people. This is true. It's as good as the show is and as fantastic as it is to be on a show like that, the people involved with the show are actually the best thing about it.
Yeah.
Just getting to meet all these new friends and family. It's been amazing.
Did you get any heads up on Mandy Moore's new single before it dropped?
Ooh.
I got a heads up right sort of when it happened.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming-ish, but I didn't know exactly when, and then we got a little update. It's great. I'm glad she's back in it. That's great.
Back in the game.
Wonderful.
The show is really intense. It's cathartic for me. I watch it and cry, get all the feels.
Thank you.
What is it like for you all on set when you're shooting work that just rips the heart wide open?
Yeah.
And moments of levity. I mean, does Mandy Moore sing to you all to make you happy? Like what?
Here's my new single.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. That's a great question, actually. And it's funny that if you were to visit the set, you would see we're laughing quite a bit.
Really?
Well, I think that's how you power through. Like when you're wearing uncomfortable shoes, right?
Yes.
But your dress is long enough to take the shoes off. That's what we do. It's like, how am I supposed to do this, right?
Quickly before you go.
Speaking of which,
yeah, there you go.
I'm
Take
taking
them off. Let me ask you this really quickly. Can you tell when he comes home it's been a really intense day? Is there a difference?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I think they deal with heavy topics sometimes at work, but he's really good at brushing it off. But sometimes, yeah.
I usually sit in the car in the garage for about 3 or 4 hours, but I don't want to bring it in.
That's how you know.
Just cry.
Very serious. All right.
No, I'm good. I can go. I'm hungry and thirsty. I can go in.
Well, you guys, a lot more people want to talk to you. Thank you for joining us. We go down the carpet to JD and Andrea.
Thank you guys.
We're here with makeup artist to the stars, Sir John. How are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. Trying to stay dry.
What are the tips when you're on the carpet for your clients?
I think it's the tips are to make sure you use mattifying moisturizer, trying to keep shine at bay, and also don't skip your moisturizer, skip your super hydrating or whatever that looks like. And also in terms of body, you gotta just try to think cool thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, you're here with L'Oreal Paris,
Yes.
the ultimate in sort of beauty expertise
Absolutely.
between the two, like two superpowers getting together.
Okay.
Can we do anything about the T-zone, the sweat in the T-zone?
T-zone. So besides it's all in the skincare level. Honestly, you try to make sure that you drink a lot of water, stay away from salt. Salt is going to allow your skin and your face to retain a lot of moisture, so you're going to sweat more. So do the margarita, but just no salt around the rim.
So I was going to physically remove my pores. Is that an option?
I don't know. If you can find a way to do that, tell me, and I can do that on my clients as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also, one of your clients is Beyonce. Favorite Beyonce look of all time that you've done?
Either Coachella or when she was pregnant at the Grammys, and we did gold from head to toe. Yeah.
Are amazing, and you do such a great job. Thank you for stopping by. Going
Thanks,
back down
John.
to Jeremy and Lola.
Appreciate it, man. Take care.
Here we go. Asante Black is here. Man, When They See Us, so powerful. I talked to you at People Now right when this whole series was coming out. Talk to me about life from that moment to this moment and how much it's changed for you.
It's changed Completely, you know. I knew that When They See Us was a very important project, but I didn't estimate the global reach that it would have, and it would resonate with so many people. And I also did not expect that we'd get nominated for so many Emmys, including one for me. So
yeah, congrats.
It's crazy. Yeah, thank you so much.
Take us back to where you were when you found out you were nominated. And did you know when you were filming that you were going to be a part of something so special, so important, so groundbreaking?
I knew it was such a special project. Just the fact that this happened in real life and that this happened with these men, and they're here today to tell the story. I knew it was going to be super special. When I got the nomination, I was at my aunt's house, and I knew the nominations were coming out, but I had no expectation I was going to get one. So I woke up, and the first text I got was from Ava DuVernay herself.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, she said, "Congrats on your nomination. This is the first of many." And I was so confused. I was like, wait. You're talking about for the limited series, right? Not for me. But then I checked online, and I saw that it was me. I went to my aunt. I was like, I think I just got nominated for an Emmy.
That's incredible. And Ava is texting you the whole thing. That's really incredible.
How did you celebrate?
I'm not big of a celebration guy, but we just went out for dinner, and yeah.
It's a good celebration. And I really do feel like, and obviously you speak to this more, but that this night, Emmys, for this project, When They See Us, is maybe the ultimate level or another level for these exonerated 5 to reclaim their lives. Does it seem that way?
Yes, they have been seen, you know. They had them at these Emmys. They were just walking down that carpet all together, being seen together. That's a statement within itself.
And quickly, you're joining the cast of This Is Us. Congratulations. Doors are flying open for you. What's your anticipation with, seeing that cast here tonight? They're all here. You're going to be talking to them about it?
Yeah, I mean, we've already started filming. This series premieres on Tuesday. It's going to be super exciting. I'm in it, so get ready. Check it out.
Congrats, man.
Thank you so much.
So good to talk to you. Have a good night tonight.
Fantastic.
All right, Asante leaves. Carson Daly comes up, I believe. Hello.
Hi,
Carson and Siri. Good to see you guys. Hello. Hi, Siri. Yeah, come on over. Yeah, Siri has joined us.
Hi, Carson.
I've been campaigning. Your wife comes onto People Now all the time with incredible projects.
We've cooked together.
Congratulations on the new baby announcement.
Thank you very much.
Number 4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right?
4, yeah.
Wow. Sounds like a lot when you say
It does sound like a lot. I have 2, and I'm like hearing that, I'm like, wow.
Double that.
Double that.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, how are you juggling it all, Carson?
Why are we doing this?
We don't know.
How are you juggling it all, you guys?
Oh my gosh. We love our kids. We actually.
That helps.
Our 10-year-old's going to raise this one, so it'll work out. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being my dad, who had like 10 kids. At his 75th birthday, we were all around my father. Of course, we worship him. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a lot of kids, because it's an insurance policy.
Yeah, exactly.
More options later.
They will take care of you.
Like us.
So when we're old, they'll take care of us.
It seems, the Today Show, obviously, it's like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's a baby factory. I mean, there are so many children coming through. Is it now like a prerequisite to stay on the show? There needs to be kids sometime soon.
You need to be careful when you walk in.
Okay, right.
Oh, really?
Water.
Very fertile water.
Yeah.
You guys clearly don't have a lot of time to watch television because you're making it or you're working with your kids.
Right, we're making other things.
Do you reckon?
True.
I like that. But if you have a rare moment of downtime, what are you watching on television?
Well, she got me into Game of Thrones. I was late to the party on it, but then I binge watched it like a lunatic, like half the country. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, we both loved that. I love This Is Us. That's like one of my favorites, and I don't know. You got me into Chernobyl. I just started that.
Yeah, I watched Succession. I'm on a plane so much. We just like download shows and watch them. So.
Carson, I'm such a fan. Thank you for stopping by. Congrats on everything, and congrats on future baby.
Congratulations.
Good to see you. Have a great night tonight, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so we're staying here. Look, love those guys. And truly,
clearly they love each other.
Yes, they do. Dan Wafer's coming up. The man who runs People magazine, Dan Wafer.
Thank you, Lola. Look amazing.
I'm trying.
Dan, first Emmys as the man running People. So let's give a little snapshot, your perspective. What's been exciting this weekend? What actors, what nominees are really standing out for you?
I think it's all about the comedy, really, with the Veep cast reunion. It's so exciting to see them together. Then Schitt's Creek, Fleabag. That's what's most exciting me. But for the show tonight also is seeing there's only one game in town, and that's Game of Thrones. Seeing them all together is going to be a magical and emotional moment. It's the last time fans will see them together.
It's ultimate closure.
What are you watching on television? I know you're hard at work, burning the midnight oil, putting out our stellar magazine. But when you have a rare moment of downtime, what are you watching?
This summer, I have finally caught up all of Schitt's Creek in a row,
yes.
or with Pose all in a row, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it, and I can't wait. Succession, week to week. That is
Obsessed.
appointment TV for me. That is what I love.
I think I saw you at an event yesterday. I think you posted about it with the cast of Pose, I believe. And so tell me about that, who you interacted with, and what stands out to you about that series and why it's resonating so much.
I think it's really great to show so many different people being represented on screen, and they're getting opportunities they've never had before. And these girls are just so powerful, so amazing, and so talented, and it's really exciting to see.
Dan Wakeford, thank you so much. It's great to talk to you.
Thank
We're going
you.
back down to JD and Andrea. Have a good night tonight.
We're here with Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. How are you doing? You look beautiful.
Thank you. You too. This is Maisel Pink. Thank you very much.
I will say I was in an episode with you.
How could I ever forget? I'm the biggest Survivor nerd of all time. I literally thought, I told you this, I think, that Amy brought you for my birthday onto the show. I thought 100% that that's what had happened. But you were there on your own accord and wonderful. We were
It was so fun to watch you and Alex Borstein. It was like basically like a lesson in acting. It was so fun. How has that camaraderie changed over the past seasons?
We've just grown closer, I think, on screen and off. Alex and I we've always gotten along from the moment we met. We're like yin and yang, and so are the characters. Their friendship has deepened. They're entering into a new phase of their sisterhood this season. It's been really fun to explore that relationship.
When you get lines from Amy, I mean, I just think of pages and pages and pages of dialogue.
You would be right.
How do you get it down? Because between you and Alex, there could be a 5-minute run of just going back and forth. And how close do you stick to that text? Do you ever just throw different things in, or is it totally faithful word for word? Does she come screaming onto the set if you take something out?
She doesn't do that, but we are word for word. We're word perfect down to the if, and the. Alex and I complain a lot, and then we get down to business. We have no choice. The show goes on and on, whether we're ready or not. So, we've gotten better. I think but exercising that muscle helps.
And you won the Emmy last year. Where do you keep it?
It is on my toilet. I live in New York. Honestly, there was no shelf space. It was the only available shelf, and it just kind of stayed there. It feels like it beautifully adorns the bathroom.
Is there room for another Emmy on the toilet if you win tonight?
I think I'm safe tonight. There isn't. We could figure out another place, but I think I'm okay.
Well, we're getting the tug, which means you have to go inside.
Gotta go inside.
And I hope your toilet has a little room on the top there. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Take care. We're going to
Thank
send it back to you, Jeremy and Lola.
I want to check out her bathroom. Yeah.
Me too. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
We have a little time between some people coming up now.
Yes. Let's talk about everything because there has been so much that has happened on this carpet
Yeah, so
today.
your standout moment.
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
I need to know
We go
more about
way
the
back.
connection.
Well, we met ages ago in New York, and we were just two young gals about town, and she just started on this show, and then fast forward like a year later, and it is the biggest show on television.
Yeah.
But she's a damn good time and a really talented woman, and just so strong and passionate and so committed to her work. So it is such a joy to see her shining on the carpet.
She's also incredibly regal. That's the word. From her wardrobe all the way to the way she speaks about her work and the relationships on Game of Thrones, and loving that character to the point of
She's
having
a
really
knight.
Right. I mean,
she's a knight.
Yeah.
Brienne of Tarth. She's a tall glass of water too. That woman is 6'6".
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, she's fantastic. Highlight for you. And by the way, can we please just talk about this tux? You look fantastic. You've been hearing it all day, but I want to be the one to tell you.
Thank you, Lola.
You look great, and you smell divine. He does.
It's Altoids. All right, JD and Andrea, standout moment for you from tonight so far.
Mine just happened. Rachel Brosnahan. I feel like I was so weird with her because I love her so much.
You were totally fine.
I can never shut up, and all of a sudden I'm like, what are words?
You know when you meet somebody you admire and you think you're just coming out of your own skin, and you were completely fine. I can tell you that. I watched it. It was not humiliating.
You were here.
I was not humiliated for you or by
I
you.
was so nervous. So I was in an episode of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and she's my hero, and then seeing her again, and she's won so many awards since then. So it was really cool. That was my favorite moment for sure.
And I love seeing Kristen Bell, who is an amazing delight, and also Fiona Shaw, who's incredible. So we had a lot of our good, favorite people.
Yeah. We
Michelle
saw a lot of people going by
Williams.
that we're excited to hopefully see later.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara. I'm bummed we didn't get her.
I know.
Busy lady.
We're gonna chase her down later with video. We're gonna spend the night tracking down Catherine O'Hara. I think that's fine. I think the CBC will pay for us to do that. That's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're seeing Tony Shalhoub there, who has such an incredible role in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Fantastic.
Speaking of,
He had a fantastic season, and I can't wait for season 3.
such an incredible career as well, whether it's on stage or the screen. He's done
Monk.
so many Monk, right? So many great things. You know, when Robin Wright there as well. For outstanding lead actress in a drama series.
Can we talk about some fashion trends? Because the colors I'm seeing, a lot of white on the carpet.
A lot of white and cream.
And
yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I happen to have on a white Oscar de la Renta gown. I'm not just saying that.
No, you nailed it. You nailed it. It was the right. Whoever came up with it, it was the right move. No, it was.
But yes, and the other color, fuchsia. A lot of fuchsia, a lot of pink and red. That combination was the winning combination.
And I'll represent the guys a little bit and say that a lot of navy tuxes.
A lot of navy.
Love that. Actually, I'm not just saying it because I'm wearing it, but a lot of brown tuxes.
Yes,
there were 2 or 3 that we saw.
of velvet.
Lots of velvet.
A lot of velvet tuxes.
Robin Thicke came through. By the way,
look at Isla Fisher.
There you go.
Looking fantastic. And Sacha Baron Cohen.
Be nice if they made their way down the carpet. We may speak with them a little later.
Come and visit. Oh.
I was excited to talk to Robin Thicke. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Right.
I'm excited to know there's new music coming out. I'll check that out.
New music next week.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine?
Plus,
it's been a minute.
Look, it is Fox. The Emmys are, by the way, if you didn't know, the Emmys are at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. You can check it out. We'll be talking right up until that point. But the Fox show, The Masked Singer, coming back.
Right.
This show
Alan
on
is
People
one of the
Now.
judges.
Yeah, on People Now
Robin
we have
is one of
Robin
the
is one of the judges.
Shout out to Alan.
Yeah,
Yes.
on People Now we have talked so much about that show and how the fans have really coalesced around it. We had Joey Fatone came in. He ended up being, spoiler alert, the Masked Singer, the final one last season. It's the kind of thing that people absolutely love, and I'm shocked by it because at the initial concept I thought, well, what is this?
No, it was a huge show in Korea, and it's a huge show in America now.
Absolutely. Another thing that stood out to me throughout the night is the big nominations for people that like their first time nominated.
It's true.
Now Henry Winkler is not his first nomination.
Not at
He did
all.
win last year, but last year was his first win.
After all, for decades in the business.
Yeah.
And after that huge success of being one of the most iconic characters, Fonz, there was a lull in his career, and to come back in this way,
Right.
in his 70s, to be celebrated, it's incredible.
Yeah, and again, can we plug Barry one more time and just say, check it out? There's Mahershala Ali. Look at him.
Mahershala Ali.
Such a big year or two for him. True
He's
Detective.
got some hardware on his mantelpiece already.
He sure does.
A few Oscars.
And I think back to not so long ago, seeing him in House of Cards.
Right.
And speaking to him about that and how
Playing
excited
Remy.
he was and
Yeah.
doing such a great job. And it's just the doors have flown open for him. He's worked hard, and man, it's really paid off for him. Andrea and JD, talk to us some about maybe some of the looks, the fashion that you've seen. You know, obviously the People fashion team were always breaking down those red carpet, or in this case, purple carpet looks. What stuck out to you?
Yeah, the carpet is winding down, but we've seen a lot of stars walk by. We just saw Zendaya.
Yeah,
She looked so
unbelievable.
great with this sheer kind of bodysuit look. She looked really fierce. And like Lola was saying, a lot of bright colors, a lot of pink, a lot of fuchsia, a lot of metallic I've been seeing.
Yeah, and as Jeremy said, a lot of maroon, a lot of brown, a lot of navy. This is actually midnight blue. It's not black. And your color.
Yes,
It's
this is
incredible.
Leah Stubla.
In fact, somebody, I think it was Bethany Frankel, said you look like Gwyneth Paltrow, who also looked amazing when she won the Oscar for Shakespeare in Love.
Not going to complain about that.
That's a pretty good compliment.
So
right?
the show's going to be starting soon. Are you going to be inside?
I'm going to be inside the show, watching the show, and all the things that happen inside the show.
Who do you think is going to win big for drama?
Oh, well,
You
I
think
think Game of Thrones is an unstoppable dragon, whether that dragon is coming from the north or coming from the south. That dragon is going to roast the Emmys with a lot of awards. I think it's hard to imagine that train is going to be upset in any way. And then I think you're looking at Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
You know, these are sort of the things that we know will happen, but they're always surprises at the Emmys. They're always, nobody really knew that Rachel Brosnahan was going to come in and win on her first nomination. And as you pointed out, Jeremy, there are a lot of people here who are having their first time here at the Emmys. So it'll be interesting. And by the way, some of these people who've been nominated for the first time, they're not necessarily first to the business. There are people like Michael McKean, who's been around forever, and from Laverne and Shirley till now, and he's got his first Emmy nomination for Better Call Saul.
Yeah, and you mentioned Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She can make history tonight. She has 7 Emmys total. If she wins tonight, she'll be the person with the most individual Emmy wins in history. So that will be a really cool moment if she takes home the Emmy. So I'm very excited for her.
Yeah. So what did you guys think in terms of the shows that you're rooting for? I know you have your favorites. You keep shamelessly flogging certain shows. So I'm wondering.
I'm just very excited to see what happens with Game of Thrones. I think a lot of fans remember last year, because of timing, Game of Thrones wasn't nominated. So
Right.
this year, maybe we'll make up for lost time in that way, and the fans and the people who are in the voting group, may show a lot of love, I think, as to the, sort of this final send-off for Game of Thrones. Don't forget there's a Game of Thrones prequel coming up. We're going to be checking that out. I'm sure we're going to be super dialed into every detail, all the casting choices. Naomi Watts and some others are going to be involved in that. So we've still got some more to kind of get our Game of Thrones fix.
Right. I am Team Fleabag. I really want Phoebe Waller-Bridge to walk away with some serious hardware tonight. And then her co-star, Sian Clifford. I need that to happen. She's fantastic as well.
Yeah.
It's a little show that's had maximum impact, and I am desperate to see it win big tonight.
What was it, JD? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was so excited when Lola was talking that I just blurted. But what I was going to say is,
it's a party,
my
friend.
Claire, the sister,
yes,
on Fleabag is one of the great performances in comedy ever.
Yes.
Really interesting, and sort of somebody who could come in there. Sean, the actress, could come in there and win that. And I think that show has so many great individual actors on it. I mean, I think that's sort of across the field. You've got these standout performances in serious dramas and great comedies. Everybody like Fiona Shaw. I mean, these are the greats of the industry, and now they're all working in television. And I think you're seeing that.
Yeah,
you know, there was.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I
mean,
rehearsed that.
Just piggybacking on what JD was saying, it really is a tremendous time to be a woman on camera in this industry. Yeah. A number of these roles are so rich, so nuanced, so well written. This wasn't the case necessarily 10 years ago. But with the introduction of all these new streaming networks as well, you're seeing a real sea change in the quality of the work that these women are being given, and they are all rising to the occasion.
All right, final looks. This dress, give it the shout out.
Oscar de la Renta.
Oscar de la Renta looks good. Ron Thompson right here with the jacket. Andrea, JD, thank you so much. It's been such a fun night tonight, guys.
Yes, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
All right, guys, so the Emmys, the 71st Annual Emmy Awards, kicks off on Fox, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We'll have a full recap tomorrow on People Now, noon Eastern on all the People platforms. Thank you for joining us. Have a great Emmys. We'll see you back here soon.
Bye.